If we can even get that far.
Yeah.
Did you get that? Okay. Let's, I
Yep.
didn't know if you got that or not.
Yep, got that in there.
Yeah, it was just literally slim pickings on everything.
It says we're streaming.
Are we? Oh, do I get
There
to
we go.
do this now?
You do get to do this now.
Ooh! No, wait, am I in charge of the mouse and the chat?
Yeah.
Or
You're in charge of mouse, and you have a keyboard in case you need it.
Ooh.
And then I have chat right here. And then if you click that mouse button right there, you can't chat
I
back.
can't chat back.
But you can read.
No one wants to talk to me anyways.
Late, shut up! Apparently we're live.
Oh! My bad. Everyone loves us. Everyone loves me.
That's
of
right.
course not. Yeah.
That's right. Everyone tunes in for John.
Yeah, that's right. They're like, oh, John's on the show. Oh, we're going to purposely join in.
That's right. Welcome to Talking Heads, episode 39. I'm Jeff.
I'm John.
It's a special Thursday show.
It is.
Because they can't plan holidays better for some reason.
Whatever. You know, America.
We'll work around it.
Yep.
And just FYI, my neighbors are very mortar happy. So throughout the show, we're probably going to hear some fireworks.
Pulling in, I already saw them. Big old box outside.
Yep. So
even though they're completely illegal, but no one still calls the cops on anyone.
They're illegal in Oregon.
Yeah.
Any firework in the state of Oregon that travels more than 10 feet in the air is considered illegal.
Yeah.
There's also a couple other regulations, but that's the big one.
Yeah.
So yeah, all the fun fireworks.
We don't get it.
California takes your guns away, but lets you have whatever explosives that you want. Oregon lets you have almost any gun you want, but nope, can't have a firework that shoots more than this high.
Yep.
So, yep, came just for John. Aww.
Oh.
Okay. Last week I almost forgot the beer. Last week I did forget the beer.
Did you?
I tried to start the show.
Oh yeah, I remember you had to.
Yeah.
Red had to entertain everyone. He was just like frozen.
Yeah. He was speechless, legitimately speechless. That was really funny. I went, all right, let's get into some news. And Red goes, wait.
What?
Huh?
I have to do something other than drink beer?
Yep.
Hey, that's the only reason I come, though.
That's right.
That's the only reason most of us do this show.
Oh, hi there, R6 in the background. Oh, aren't you observant, Skull? Yeah, he saw it just from the face.
Oh.
That is a Define R6. Tempered Glass Edition. Yes, sir. News on that coming shortly. If you're not part of my Patreon, then you don't know about it yet. But my Patreon, my patrons rather, they already know about that project. So that'll be coming up here in the next couple of weeks. You'll start getting updates on that. All right.
Well, we got a couple things to drink today.
We got a couple things to drink.
We got Fort George's 3-Way IPA. This comes out once a year.
Yep.
This one is with Fort George, Modern Times, and Holy Mountain.
Ooh.
So it's got this.
I'm digging that.
The
that
goat, I believe it's an elk, and a narwhal.
Yeah. Let's see if I can switch to the. There we go.
All playing what looks like death metal.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
That is pretty cool.
So, but this is supposed to be a juicy, hazy IPA. Every year, or this past couple of years, it's been kind of one of the sought-after beers. So,
Kind of, as they say, dank smell.
yes,
to it.
it's a very dank, juicy smell. It's supposed to. I gave one of these to Skull, so... Oh, I got a floaty in it. Oh, these are bottle conditioned.
Gotcha. Now he tells me.
Canned conditioned, so I got a little floaty in mine.
I saw a couple coming out. It wasn't bad.
No.
So. That's a real thick IPA.
Yeah. So what these are, the unfiltered style, and what they do is they put oat in it. So it's a flaked oat.
Okay.
Usually like an oatmeal or something like that.
Yeah.
And it gives it that thicker, cloudy body. And then they just only hop it with tropical hops like Mosaic and Citra, and that's it.
Lot of real citrus bite right up front.
Yeah. As you notice, there's never really a whole lot of head on these.
Yeah. Yeah, I even tried to get some. I
Yeah,
tried
I
to
know.
force some out.
They're just too thick, and apparently right now though, that New England style, this is the craze.
It's been taken off over the last year or so.
Yeah.
Lot of the milkshake IPAs,
Yep.
the hazy IPAs, Starting to see a lot of those. They're even coming into the Northwest and starting to be here as well.
Oh yeah, they're getting used, and they're starting to get to the Sam Adams is starting to do them.
Yeah.
There's some big names. Some of the craft industry, or the bigger craft industry, are doing them.
Yep.
And they're doing them horribly, but they're still they're doing them.
Doing them as best they can.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yep.
I still enjoy a good old fashioned Northwest IPA though.
Oh, absolutely. Something crisp.
Something crisp with this hop bite to it. Always goes good with like a good greasy pizza or burger, some piece of meat. What I have noticed is the one big thing about these is if they're too citrusy, it almost gives you like an acid burn in your throat from just all of that citrus.
Yep.
And I don't enjoy that. I mean, it's really good that first initial taste.
Yeah.
But then a full pint of it, I'm like, oh, my mouth is horrible. Whereas in Northwest, I can drink that all day.
Quite honestly, I feel a little bit of burn under my tongue right now.
Yeah, that's it. It just gets worse as you drink it.
It's interesting that you said that because I'm going, what is that?
Yeah. It's like this weird acid burn.
It's almost like a pepper.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, it's like a little bit of hot sauce that just kind of stays with you.
It's just weird.
It's a good flavor.
It's a good flavor. And it's like, oh, if I had 6 ounces of this, I would probably be happy with 6 ounces.
Yeah.
16 ounces becomes a little much.
Yeah, and it's a 7.2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does a pretty decent sized beer.
Yep. All right. Now let's get into some news. Now that I've taken care of the important stuff. So a little bit of local news. Local going national.
Yeah, local going big.
So Deschutes, they're one of the largest craft breweries in Oregon. They're here in Bend, Oregon.
Yeah, I think second or third.
They always swap places with Widmer and Ninkasi.
Ninkasi. Well, I mean, Widmer takes the number one always, but Ninkasi and Deschutes are usually 2 or 3, something like that.
Exactly. Bridgeport as well.
Bridgeport, so they're in the top 5.
Yeah,
always
easily. Anyway, Deschutes, that's what they're all looking for. Deschutes Brewery, they announced a couple years ago that they were going to be opening an East Coast brewery.
Yeah.
A $95 million facility in Roanoke, Virginia. And that plan is finally starting to come to fruition.
Yeah.
In fact, over this last week, Deschutes announced that they have made the purchase of 49 acres of land in Roanoke to build an East Coast brewery.
Yeah.
So not a small operation over there. $3.2 million in land for 49 acres. And the reason they bought the property now, they're not planning on breaking ground until June 2019, so almost 12 months out, was part of the incentives to go to Roanoke, because Roanoke said, bring your brewery here.
Yeah.
One of the incentives, if they were leasing the land or making payments on the land, was they would have to meet certain sales criteria and expectations and output and whatnot, and provide so many jobs and whatnot. That clause was removed if they bought the land outright. Oh. So they said, screw it, let's buy the land outright, and then we just own it. Yeah,
we'll just own the land, we'll save, and a year from now, breaking ground isn't that bad or opening.
No,
they're going to break ground in June 19th. They're expecting a 2021
2020 they're going to begin taste matching, so matching their West Coast taste, because when you change the water, the locale, everything else, you have to flavor balance is what they call it, to make sure your product is consistent throughout your line. And then in 2021 they'll start shipping beer from there. Yeah, so that'll be really cool for the people on the East Coast, although I still see Mirror Pond and Deschutes Black Butte Porter like everywhere. It's everywhere.
Everywhere. I mean, they still ship basically nationally. Yeah. But this will also cut down on cost of shipping.
Correct.
So that'll help them out too. And the really cool part I've noticed now, even 10 Barrel, when they got bought out, they opened up another location. But the cool part is they let that brewery do something different, special ones off of them, and they almost consider it a separate brewery. Yeah. So it'd be really cool being Deschutes and being very craft, and especially from Oregon, to kind of let them do, hey, we're East Coast, let us do more East Coast styles, and then ship them back.
Do some cross shipping.
Do some cross shipping. That's more the thing I'm looking forward to in the next couple of years. And their stuff is great. It's pretty standard now, but that's what they're going for. They're going for, we have to keep the standard stuff because that's what most of the customers want.
Exactly. They've got their IPA, they've got their Black Butte Porter, they've got a stout, they've got I think they have a Belgian even.
Yeah.
But they're going for a very drinkable, consumer-friendly craft beer.
Yeah, and most of the stuff when you get it there is like once or twice a year they do a seasonal release. They're not like Fort George or anything where every other month is, hey, check out our brand new beer.
Right.
You know, and again, Fort George is very local. It's Washington or Oregon and Southern Washington only.
Right.
So
yeah.
Kind of cool.
See. Finally made it to one of these. Hello.
Yeah. Hey.
Whatever your name is. One of your tricks. Something like that. Limestone water tastes very different than granite volcano.
Oh, very much.
Yep. So, yeah. So Deschutes making an even bigger national push.
Yeah, that'll be
very soon.
That'll be really good. And I don't know if Woodmere owns an out-of-state brewery.
I think they're just Portland.
Yeah, I think they are just Portland. I mean, they're huge. They are huge.
Yeah, they own like 3 city blocks.
Yeah. That is just the building. But yeah, even like Budweiser and everything, they rent out Woodmere's, not Woodmere's. Yeah, Woodmere. Woodmere's just. I was thinking Woodmere Hef.
Yeah.
We're just as brain.
Heath.
Heath. Stupid commercial. Did we put that up one time?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
That's why I made the point of it.
Yeah. So, but I think this will be the first large independent brewery. I do know, who is it? Oh, crap, they're in Lake Oswego or Tualatin. But they're moving to Texas as well. They're expanding a small little brewery into Texas. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Oh, 10 tricks. Or 10 tricks. But y'all tried. I tried. And then From Russia with Love.
Ooh.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello in Russia. All right.
Some other beer news.
Now, you've drank a lot more Firestone than I have. You've had the privilege of drinking a lot more. I will say, John comes to my house to drink the real high shelf liquor, and I go to John's house to drink Firestone.
Oh, yeah. Well, Firestone makes some cheaper beers, but they also are known for having these really high quality
Not
ones.
the stuff that you buy.
No, not the stuff that I buy. The stuff that I buy comes in nice cardboard boxes and costs $25 a bottle.
Yeah.
For beer, that's a lot. Where you get this little 8-ounce bottle and it costs $25. Like, oh, yeah, that's expensive. I'm going to age that for 10 years.
Yep.
I actually do have those.
Yeah, I know. You've got a decade worth of those.
Yeah. Oh, I do. Yeah, I almost do. Yeah. Actually, I found out I have this really awesome sour from 2002.
Oh, yeah.
That's aged in sherry barrels. So that
might be interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna bring it to Steve's house
from before I could drink. That's starting to push things.
I know. Well, I got that can of Woodmere. We bought together.
Yeah, it's the
not Heineken. He makes the root beer.
Weinhardt.
Henry Weinhardt's.
Yep.
Yeah, Henry Weinhardt's Pale Ale from '92. Yeah.
Well aged.
Yeah, well aged. But yes, Firestone Walker is coming out with their UnderCurrants series. So actually, I didn't get to read this.
I just read a little bit of it, and basically it just talks about the tasting notes and whatnot. I'm not remembering them, and my monitor's too small to see.
Well, let's see. We've been.
We're gonna read the page real quick. Slated for release in 2018. It's the second to 5-bottle Barrel Works Wild Ales. And it'll be available in draft sizes, 375 milliliter. So your typical 22s.
Yeah. For 12 to 14 months, and a bit of blend, blah, blah, blah. It's a sour.
Yeah, it's a sour.
It's a sour. It's going to be probably $12 to $15 a bottle, I bet.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are typically good beers. I'll probably end up buying 2 of them, one to have, one to age. Even sours are good to age as long as they're traditional barrel aged sours, not a sour not a lambic, kettle sour. Kettle sour are like chemically induced, and they put something in it to make it sour, and it doesn't age very well. Those are meant to be drunk fresh. So, yeah.
All right.
I know. It's kind of. It is a bit of a slow week, so you might hear some talking. Yeah, we're stretching things. Yeah, I turned drinking age in 2000.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you didn't.
I didn't, no. It was 08? Something like that. I don't remember.
No, it was earlier than that.
06?
You would have been 06.
You would have been 06. Yeah, it was 06.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Skull loves himself some Firestone Walker.
Yep.
And then, no, I should bring some on here. Some, like, really old stuff.
Yeah, we've had... I think we had one on this show, and then we also drank one on yours.
One of mine, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I actually even thought about bringing one. Oh, yeah, I'm getting a little acid.
Yep, just a little bit there. A little bit of acid burn.
Yeah. I was going to bring one today, and...
I still say Angelina Jolie played the best acid burn.
Wait, never mind. I was going to go somewhere with that. Acid to burn or acid burn?
Acid burn.
Oh, okay, yes. Yes. Oh, we're not hackers.
Crash and burn.
And burn. Mess with the best.
Die like the rest. Sorry.
Yeah,
I say acid burn and I just went, wait.
Oh, there it is. I remember that now. It's our first movie.
Such a great movie.
I mean, even during its
such
time,
a terrible,
it was a terrible,
great movie.
Great movie, and God, it was just
with some big names.
There actually was some big names. It had Teller from Penn and Teller.
Yeah, Penn Jillette was in there.
Yeah, Penn Jillette.
Yeah, it wasn't Teller. He had speaking lines.
Yeah,
so you can tell it wasn't Teller. Yeah, Penn Jillette was in there. Mark Stevens or Fisher Stevens was in there. Angelina Jolie, Matthew Lillard.
Yes.
So
there were some
lot of good names.
Good names were in that movie. Yeah, it just did not perform very well.
Yep.
And story was horribly written, and it was just horrible.
Yep.
I actually, although if it is on, I still watch it.
I still watch it.
I
have it on DVD.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I probably wouldn't go that far, but if it's on, I
paid like $4 on eBay. I just wanted a physical copy.
If it was on, I will probably hit record on my DVR and be like, I'm going to save this for tonight. Because this is a good nightcap.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's nothing on. Oh, I got hackers. Yeah, all right. Yeah, this is cool. I remember this. This is so stupid. Mm-hmm. Hey, you can't even do that.
Penn and Teller's Desert Bus. You ever played Desert Bus?
Uh-uh.
So Penn and Teller's Desert Bus was an unreleased game for the Sega Genesis that was later found. And what it is it's a... someone correct me if I'm wrong. It's a 16-hour or 12-hour, something like that. You drive from Phoenix, Arizona to Las Vegas on the highway that runs between them. Mm-hmm. And it's a infinitely long straight road. And in the game, you're driving a bus from Phoenix to Las Vegas. And there's nothing to see but the occasional cactus that drives by the that goes by the window. Yeah. Little danglers hanging in your rearview mirror. And your bus has a slight lean to the left.
Oh, okay.
And so the whole trip, you have to slowly veer it back on course. And there's no pause. And the only victory is you got to Vegas, and now you have to turn around and drive back to Phoenix.
So you have to make the trip twice, basically.
Yeah.
There and back.
Yep.
In one sitting.
One sitting. Because you can't pause it. There's no save. There's nothing else. You turn the console off. You start the trip over. So you hold the A button and you tap it's either a right lean or a left lean, I don't remember what, but the bus's alignment is off and you're constantly veering off the road, and so you just have to slowly adjust the whole time. And they remade it for VR.
Oh,
so you can play it in VR now.
That would be so sickening, but it's so tiring.
Someone asked me if I could do a charity stream of Penn Teller's bus one time.
There you go. That would actually be pretty fun to do.
I might be willing to do that.
Yeah. Too bad we can get it all and we'll just get a bunch of lazy boys.
Not peeing for 8 hours is going to be a thing, though.
We'll get a catheter.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready to play the game now.
Now, if you just sat on the toilet and did it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
You know, I don't think... Just live stream from the chest up.
Yeah.
Periodically, you hear this flush.
Yeah. That and talking for 8 hours. My voice dies. What's funny is when I started this channel, I couldn't talk for more than about 40 minutes straight at a decent volume without starting to lose my voice.
Oh, I remember at the end of episodes, we would be hoarced.
Yeah, I'd be completely hoarse. Now I can talk for about 3 hours straight, and I'm not losing it. So, yeah, it is strengthening. It takes a while, but it's getting up there. Anyway, you posted this one, Pickle Beer.
Yeah, we're always talking about weird beers on the show, and I was like, I saw this, and... why not? So apparently, though, there's the whole pickle crazing, And this actually, I found out, I did a little...
Oh, it's a Pickle Goes.
Yeah, it's a Pickle Goes. But I did find out that...
Or Goze, as they're going to make me say.
Half, heaf, whatever.
Goes. We say Goza.
We say Goes, yeah. Some people say Goza.
Come find me.
But, yeah. Apparently, it is a thing to put a pickle in your beer. So, and this is back in the taproom days.
Okay.
And I was looking at things, and they do take... It is recommended for crappy lagers. So, the Budweiser...
I can
Coors,
see that.
Yeah, it's not meant for craft beer, but
Yeah.
You're supposed to then take a pickle and put it in there, and the rind from the pickle just adds this salty goodness to this light lager. And that's where they got this idea from. And so, yeah, it's a Cincinnati brewery is canning this beer. It's just a Pickle Goes. It's 100 pounds of cucumbers, 2 pounds of fresh dill, and 9 pounds of sea salt. Yeah. Alcohol, 4.3. So, but we were talking about, we had beer made from rocks, beer made from ancient...
shipwreck yeast.
Yeah, shipwreck yeast. So, we're always finding weird stuff. And it's Iowa, which we've gotten a couple of beers from Iowa, so I wonder if we can get this beer here and try it. I actually do love a good Ghost, but pickled beer would be...
I'm not a huge fan of pickles. In fact, I'd be willing to say it's one of my least favorite foods on this planet.
Oh, I am not a huge fan of pickles. Every now and then, I mean, maybe once every other year, I will have one pickle.
See, what was really funny is the last episode you were on, and you were talking about foods, and we got talking like avocados and things like that. A couple of people commented you have the taste buds of a 3-year-old.
Oh, everyone says that.
Yeah. John is a super picky eater. He doesn't eat like anything. Like meat, maybe a salad.
I mean, I have salad, but I can only I have like one dressing.
Yeah, you have lettuce and ranch.
Yeah, I have lettuce and ranch.
Yeah, it's not really a salad.
I have lettuce. There's a little bit of carrots in there. I'll put a carrot in there, but I don't do like the olives or the onion or something like that. You know, I'll throw a couple of tortilla chips in there. It's like the same thing. No pico de gallo. No, that's horrible.
Love pico de gallo.
Oh gosh, that's horrible.
So
I just can't stand that. Oh god. But I do like burritos.
Yeah.
I do like, but no. But all that, no, can't go in my salad.
Yeah. So
I'm a very meat and potato guy.
But anyway, pickles, just a food I can't touch.
Like,
can't go near it.
You know what's funny? I can go with it if it's a plain
pickles and mushrooms. Those are my two kryptonites.
Plain dill pickle. I can do a plain, but if it's cut up and then put on like a hamburger or even sliced dill pickle.
Yeah. Now I'll say I can do like minced pickle in like a tuna salad or something like that. I don't necessarily mind a little bit of the flavor and a little bit of that crunch.
And I do put a little bit of relish in my tuna sandwich.
Right.
So, and it's a little bit of dill.
Relish, that's the word.
Relish. For. Yeah. So
I never use it, so I don't know the word.
Yeah, so but that's the only thing. I don't have it on hot dogs. I don't have it on anything else, and it's mixed with mayonnaise and other things. You know what I don't like in tuna salad is egg. Yeah. Chopped up egg. I can't do
I love egg.
It's not that I don't
all kinds of egg.
I don't mind egg. I don't like it, but I don't. If I don't have to,
I do a fried egg that's still running on top of my burgers.
I can't do that.
It's so good.
No, Steve, see, I like egg on a burger, but it can't be dripping down.
Yeah,
it has to be almost that semi-cooked gelatinous still, the yolk. And I hate yolk.
I don't mind just a little bit of run to the yolk. I don't like it where you tap it on the grill, and as soon as the white is solidified, you go, okay, good to go.
Yeah.
That's a little too raw for me.
No, I can't even have it where if like you cut into it, it then starts running down the thing. And no, it's got to be semi-solid.
Okay, I can agree with that.
And I do have, I will, scrambled eggs, I have no problem with scrambled eggs.
Ooh.
Yes. I'm going fancy on y'all. Let me throw some cheese in there and some potatoes. And like, scrambled eggs are fantastic when I have this much of it. Yeah. I would, although, because there's no alcohol in it. Maybe if there was an alcoholic, avocado.
Yeah.
They did make a beer out of avocados.
They did.
Yes, I would drink that. I would try it.
The Midwest. Made by a map from people that aren't from the Midwest. You can't see what we're talking about now, but in chat there's a pretty great, or in Discord. Michigan, is this a lake? It's northern Michigan. Ohio, which is actually Iowa. That's awesome. Okay, let's get into some tech news.
So we got some tech news.
Some technically.
I
guess we should probably talk tech at some point.
Yeah, well, like 2 of these are the same thing, basically.
Yeah. Well, the news came out slowly and kind of evolved over the week, and so I've got like 3 straight news stories that are all saying the same thing, just different variances of confidence in what they're saying.
Yeah.
So, Nvidia has reportedly sent out invites for Gamescom. Now, unfortunately, that is the non-English version. Yeah. No, it's English. Okay, sorry. Yeah. I just can't read. Okay.
You got the big enough monitor there.
Yep. Nvidia invites journalists for Gamescom. This year's Gamescom reportedly starts on August 21st. Reportedly, Nvidia has sent out invites for August 20th or 21st, which is what I reported like a month ago.
Yeah.
So,
so everything you hear on here is gospel.
Nailed that one. I just have a really, really good BS detector. Really good. And I'm usually right with a gut feeling on, okay, this is actually a thing. So anyway, AMD has reportedly also sent out invites for their own event 1 month prior.
Yep.
So reportedly, sometime in the next 10 to 12 to 14 days,
we'll get an announcement.
We may be seeing announcements of next-gen AMD cards.
Yeah.
And then a month later followed by a NVIDIA 11 series cards. And we know now that it is the NVIDIA 11 series card. If you go to the next tab, there we go.
That's what I'm saying. These two are basically the same thing.
Again, so it started out with NVIDIA has reportedly invited press to Gamescom for a release. And now it's revealed through a Lenovo Rep who was talking about the Gamescom launch that Turing-based cards will be GTX 11 series branding. And these are going to be Turing series cards, not Volta series cards. Yeah. We don't know that we will ever see Volta in the consumer space. It's been pretty well established that it's going to be in the Titan lineup. We don't know if it'll ever trickle its way down. So unless you bought a Titan V or a Titan V CEO edition, and you got the 32 gig one, which NVIDIA, if you're watching, I would totally rock one of those in my workstation.
And he'd review it maybe for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, totally.
That's it.
I'd give that a 7-minute video.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
That's high praise.
Yep. If I promised to like LTT style drop it, would you still send it? Oh no, my $5,000 card! Oh!
And it still works!
Sorry, Linus. Anyway, on-camera interview, a Lenovo representative was talking about the release of their new Legion 730 series of gaming desktops. And also later in the conversation was talking about a new Lenovo series of laptops, said the GTX 1160 is, at this time, done. It is ready to rock. And we showed this picture, I believe, last week, possibly even the week before.
I thought it was before that, because this looks familiar.
Yeah. So this is an alleged prototype of a next-gen Turing series graphics card.
Yeah.
Very early prototype, because it looks like they're working very heavily with power delivery.
Yeah.
Although someone, if you hover on the memory chips there, John, with the mouse.
Sorry.
There you go. Someone dialed into those memory chips. Those are GDDR6. So this is a legit next-gen NVIDIA card. Yeah. And it looks like they were working on power delivery, VRM, ignoring VRM cooling and just going, okay, where's our stable?
Yeah, we need to just put some fans on here and cool it down.
And you can tell that from the 3 8-pin power connectors at the top.
Yep.
So, yeah, their developer card's a little bit of a beast. But anyway, so yeah, we do know it is the GTX 11 series coming out. And at the very least, the 1160 has pretty much been confirmed by Lenovo.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to think about timing. We know that 300,000 previous gen cards, which again I reported before anyone else.
Yep.
First there's a firework.
Hey,
there it goes. I said at the time I only had a single source. I wasn't willing to stake my life on it, but I did say it sounded legit. And then the next morning, people were waking up going, "NVIDIA someone returned 300,000 GPUs to NVIDIA." I said it first, at least on video. I read someone's article. So
You're post first. Everyone pay attention to me.
That's right.
It's like the guy on comments.
First! You got to be first to publish.
Yeah.
You got to be first.
You know what we can do? Kind of off topic,
yeah.
but for we can play our favorite video or guessing game in Oregon. Is that a gun or is that a firework? Yeah, stupid joke.
Well, my neighbors believe that July 4th actually lasts until around August 30th.
Oh, well, because they got a sale.
Yeah. Like legit, I'll...
Well, yeah, you after the 4th of July, you constantly, at least once a weekend, will hear a couple more just go off.
They'll do it daily, starting about this time, and then they'll go inside and they'll have dinner, and then they'll come back out, and maybe about 9:30 or 10, they'll start lighting them off again. Gosh. Literally daily for about the next month.
Oh, man.
That is my life. So, yep, I've called the county sheriffs on them before because it's like, enough!
Yeah.
It's 2 in the morning!
Well, the thing is, half those are all illegal, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care if you launch them on the 4th. Hell, I don't care if you launch them on the 3rd and the 5th.
Yeah.
But at some point, it's like a Tuesday night. It's like 2 in the morning. I don't want to hear you fireworks anymore.
Yeah, and you're in a neighborhood. I mean, it's not like you're out in the country.
Right.
So it's not just you. It's
I'm kind of on the border.
Yeah, well, kind of. But, okay, you have neighbors close to you. It's not like you have acres between the two of you. Mm-hmm. So it's just weird that you don't think, oh, my neighbor to the left of me and my neighbor to the right and in front of me.
Yeah.
Maybe I should be courteous to them and not launch this explosive in front of their house.
Yeah. I live next to a town that's moderately sized. It's not big. We have a mall that's kind of popular, but that's about it. And then my town is even like a little dot next to that.
Yeah.
Like I'm just a blip. I'm literally a stoplight on the highway.
I don't think you guys have a gas station.
We don't have a gas station.
Yeah. They just got a dollar store.
Yeah. We got a Dollar General.
It's not even Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
It's Dollar General.
Dollar General. That's right. We do have a strip bar.
You do. It's a very famous strip bar, too.
Oh, man.
Live stream for 1 year anniversary there?
So, oh, man. I don't think we can stream there.
But it's fine.
Yeah. No. That's right. There's not enough light there.
Yeah, they won't be able to see anything. It's fine.
Yeah. I'll never forget. I was having someone come and do an appraisal on my roof. And they were supposed to be here at like 3 in the afternoon. Or maybe slightly later than that. Anyway, they ended up getting to town like a half hour early. And they were just kind of driving around and whatnot. And they go, well, I have to use the bathroom. Oh, there's a bar right here. I'll just pull off. Because from the outside, you don't know necessarily that it's that kind of a bar.
No, it just looks like a little mom and pop shop burger joint type thing on the side of the road.
Exactly. But he pulled in there. And he just kind of walks in. And he goes, I was walking around and I asked the guy, where's the bathroom at? And he goes, oh, it's right through there. And he goes, ho! Yeah,
that wasn't...
It's a very unassuming little joint.
It is an unassuming little joint, and it's just, I've heard lots of stories about it.
Yep. None of them good.
Yeah, no. That's kind of the whole point. It's one of those things I've hear when people say, hey, we got the worst bar in the world.
Nope.
You're like, I got a place I got to take you. Yep. It's one of those type of places.
Yeah. You're looking for a dive bar.
You're looking for like down in your depths, last chance dive bar.
That's right.
Kind of yeah.
That's right. All right.
Did you want to talk about this one? You just hinted at it.
I hinted at it
really quickly.
Anyway, so this is again what I was hinting at with Lenovo unleashing their Legion series of laptops as well. And as John's highlighting, thank you, John. You're getting better at this.
I know.
The GPU listed in this is the GTX 1160 with 6 gigabytes of memory.
Yep.
And we're not sure on this laptop because there's been a couple different reports. One has it listed as GDDR5, and another has it listed as GDDR6.
Yeah.
Which would actually to me, it does make a little bit of economic sense because no one's using GDDR5 anymore. The market's going to be a little bit freer with that. You may be able to put GDDR5 in your mobile products and use that as a mobile differentiation between that and your desktop parts, and use GDDR6 on your desktop parts. I'm just spitballing there, but that seems feasible. But again, I've also heard reports that this has GDDR6. So, as John's looking for, I don't think it was on this page. There was another article that linked to it. Okay. This was simply the best one that showed specs and whatnot. And by the way, the Legion Y530, 1080p, 144 hertz IPS panel.
That's nice.
And a 15.6 inch. So
there's no price on this, is this?
No price yet.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Also, the i7-8750, which is a really, really good mobile processor.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It'll be a nice little... If those are the right specs, that'll be a fantastic laptop if it's a decent price.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it all depends on what the price is going to be. But we've also heard that Max-Q is on the way for the laptops as well. Again, continuing the NVIDIA Max-Q line of laptops, where they have to be thin, light, and quiet. I can't stress quiet enough.
Well, you don't want to...
Yeah. We got time for one more quick tangent. It's only been 12 minutes since we started Tech News.
That's fine.
So,
my God, has it?
Yeah.
Oh, man, all right, it's a 15-minute show today, people.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're like running out of news already.
Yeah.
It was not a long news week. So I recently bought a laptop because I'm going to be doing some more mobile work here in the next month or two.
Ooh, cool.
And anyway, the laptop I bought is actually kind of a budget laptop. It's the Dell Inspiron 7353. So it's their Inspiron 13-inch laptop.
This one?
Yep.
Oh.
And the reason I bought it was I wanted to test Ryzen on the mobile front. So this has a Ryzen 5 2600U CPU, which is 4-core, 8-thread. Has a base clock of 2 gigahertz, but will max boost up to 3.3, I believe.
Oh, wow. That's actually really good.
So it's actually a pretty decent little performing processor.
I thought you were going to say like 2.4, 2.5.
And it has Vega 8 mobile graphics. So it has about equivalent to a GT 1030 or the MX150 NVIDIA graphics card in there.
Play basically anything.
And it was $600.
Well, that's a great price.
Pretty stellar little laptop.
That's a great price.
For that cost. I just needed something that I could
What's the battery?
Battery life is not stellar. It's only got a 4,200 watt hour battery on it. So battery life, if I'm not hitting it hard, I'll get 6 to 7 hours.
I was gonna say, if you're gaming 3.
If I'm gaming, maybe 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not a real good laptop for battery life, but it's nice and thin. When I bought this laptop, and the reason I brought up the Max-Q, or why that reminded me of it, is when I bought the laptop, I got it home and I turned it on, and it ran for about a minute, and then the fan went zzz.
Oh, that's never a good sign.
And it was just constant. And I went, well, that's not going to work.
Yep.
So did I take it back to the store I bought it from? No. I grabbed my screwdrivers and I opened the back of it. And the thermal paste looked like it was about 3 years old.
Jeez.
It was horrible. I should have videoed it. And I have this crappy little cell phone video of it. And if I ever review this laptop, I'll probably post that video.
I was going to say, that would have been a great video.
Right. So what I'm doing is I'm testing. But anyway, I took it off and I'm like, well, that is just garbage. Oh, and Dell, spend 3 more cents and put a second heat pipe on this thing. You have one heat pipe going up to the fin array that blows it out. You have room for a second heat pipe. Spend the extra 30 cents in copper and give me some decent cooling on this thing. Yeah. Double your cooling capacity for 30 cents and make the consumer's experience that much better. Because
and
now,
they can charge, and you can charge another $50.
Right. Because with good thermal paste, I'm using Arctic Silver MX2, MK2, I don't remember. The fan doesn't turn on unless I'm gaming. Like it's dead silent right now. So this is acceptable to me.
Yeah.
But again, a second heat pipe, you'd be that much better.
Oh yeah.
There's not that much heat in this laptop. You can do it with a second heat pipe. You'd be fine. Dell, come on. But Vlad. Oh great, Vlad.
I mean, yay, Vlad.
I always have to read Vlad's first. I've gotten caught on that a couple times. Vlad, $5. Pro tip: always cross-reference the hooker's phone number online prior to meeting up. Don't want to end up meeting any authorities. Stay safe.
The pro tip from Vlad:
how to survive in Vegas.
We need to have like Consumer Reports brought to you by Vlad.
Brought to you by Vlad.
Number 3.
That's right. Was it my keyboard video or my Friday Flights video that's unreleased yet that I finished with the firework?
It was your keyboard.
Keyboard, yeah. So yeah, if you watch my keyboard video, I finished the video and literally my neighbor shot off a firework. That was on Saturday.
Yeah.
So Poor Vlad, living in a place where you can't legally get an escort.
Wah, wah, wah.
Vlad's just trying to stay safe, though.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And trying to keep us safe as well.
That's right. That's important.
Yeah.
No one ever thinks of everyone else on the show. You know, and Vlad's out there trying his hardest.
Here on Craft Computing, we care about your safety when it comes to escorts. We should almost give him his own segment. This hooker safety tip brought to you by Vlad.
Yeah, we need to have like the G.I. Joe like ending. And now you know.
Because knowing is power.
Knowing is power. Brought to you by Vlad.
Pray for me, LOL, Vlad. Okay, I think we can get back on track now. All right. So a week after Nvidia reportedly received 300,000 unused GPUs that third-party board partners were not going to be able to sell, Nvidia reportedly has a stock of over 1 million next-gen, probably Turing-based cards ready to ship.
I didn't believe this article.
Yeah. I had multiple sources on this, which is why I posted it. I'll give you straight up if I think it's a rumor. I had multiple sources for this article, and they both pointed to different sources themselves, and the tree didn't like wrap back around to like video cards or something like that. So I believe that Nvidia does have the fabs out of 1 million next-gen graphics cards ready to go. And I believe the reports that they were ramping up last-gen cards for mining, and they expected the demand to be the same for the next-gen release. And they've been delaying the next-gen release because they don't want to not be able to sell all their Pascal cards. Yeah. So this is totally believable. Why not spin up your next-gen fabs while your last-gen cards are still selling? Yeah,
that's fine. I honestly, if these launch, I would probably go then buy one of the older ones. You know, maybe even a used mine one like you got. Just to be like, hey, I want to upgrade, but I'm on a budget right now still. So they'll even drop probably another $100.
So yeah.
No specs though.
Yep.
Or no even rumored specs.
Right, and again, well, actually, if we go back a couple of months, I had rumored specs. I need to look up which one it was, and if I was a pro, I'd have that.
Right, but you didn't know we were going to mention something like this. But whatevs.
I just got to cross-reference something. Tell you what, hold on. John, stall for time.
Your YouTube history is amazing, Jeff.
It is.
Wow. Yeah. What are you looking at?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
He accidentally typed in red tube.
Yeah.
I broke some.
This porn tit brought to you by Vlad.
Did I just move that light? That was me.
That was probably you.
Yeah. I'm gonna assume that's correct.
We're such a professional show over here. Video manager.
Anyways.
Of course, I need to search NVIDIA in my Talking Heads playlist so I can get the right.
And 12 things show up.
Yeah.
It's like every other video. NVIDIA this.
That was episode 18.
Wow.
We had stats in episode 18. That was 20 weeks ago. 21 weeks ago. We had specs.
Theoretical stats.
So now let me dig into my archive for Talking Heads and let me see if episode 18, which was February 14th, Valentine's Day.
Such a lovely time.
Let me see if that had the link. NVIDIA to release 2070 and 2080 Ampere-based GPUs. This is from Tweaktown, so take it with a grain of salt. But a GA104-based GTX 2080, which was the rumored name at the time. Now we know it's probably the 1180. But I'll go over the specs, and I'll post this link down in the video description after this video has gone live. Sorry you have nothing to look at, because I'm in control of this screen. So the GTX 2080 or 1180 Ti is going to be a GA102-based processor with 3384 CUDA cores and GDDR6. The 28 or 1180 and 1170 are going to be a GA104 with 2560 and 2048 CUDA cores respectively with GDDR6. The 1160 Ti and 1160 are going to be a GA106 based CPU with 1280 and 1024 CUDA cores respectively, and reportedly GDDR5.
Look what I found it.
Yeah.
There.
That actually lends credence to Lenovo putting GDDR5 on their laptop.
Yeah.
So again, that might confirm some of that speculation. And then the GTX 1150 is going to be a GA107 with 768 CUDA cores and GDDR5 as well. So again, those numbers actually kind of line up.
Yeah. You can switch over now.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
Did
I?
I'll let you. I don't know.
I've got too many windows open. I can't tell what I'm doing anymore. Did it switch? It switched.
It switched.
All right.
There we go. Yay! There's everything right here.
I love how I started the Twitch stream second for a reason, and the YouTube stream is still further behind.
Oh, jeez.
Did it switch? Hey! That's how long it was. I watched myself switch. So, anyway.
Let's just keep doing it and see if we can get like a repeat going.
Yeah. So these specs line up with some of the rumored speculation for the Lenovo 1160 in their mobile laptop only having GDDR5. And what we know is coming out is the 1170 and 1180 for having GDDR6. That could be the case.
That could be right.
That could be another differentiating factor between the 1060 and 1160 and 1170 variants. So, interesting. Now that we go back and look at that article 4 months later.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty good job that you actually kept that history.
That's right. I keep every article that we ever post. Hello from Germany. Hello.
Guten Tag? I got it right. First thing.
V Gates.
I don't know. Looks like someone like sneezed at the bottom of my glass.
Oh, wow. There's more sediment in there than you told me.
Yeah.
Mine's not bad.
Yeah, you got a little bit. Well, I saw a big old chunk.
Oh, you got a big old chunk?
I got a big
I had
old
a couple little
but it was
yeast
not,
flakes
but see, at least mine stayed at the bottom and actually just stuck there, so it wasn't floating around. But it literally looks like someone sneezed in my glass.
There you go. Oh,
wrong camera.
There you go. Yeah. That's nasty.
Yeah.
That is nasty. But it makes good beer.
It does make good beer. Yeast
really good beer.
is one of my favorite friends. It makes alcohol. Yes. I like it.
I think I love you, but what am I so afraid of?
All right. Jinx, you bought me a Coke.
Yeah. We're actually almost on track for a 1 hour show.
Oh my god.
This might be a Q&A for the last hour. So if you guys want a Q&A hour-long session, gear your questions up.
Get them going.
Don't ask before I tell you to ask. Just have them ready. Because nothing messes up the chat faster than, hey, what do you think about this? Hey, should I buy this card or this card?
We probably won't get to it.
Right.
Unless it's from Vlad.
Right, unless it's from Vlad. Vlad, you're always welcome to ask a question. But anyway, get your questions geared up because we're running out of news here quick.
Yeah.
But first...
Something new?
Something new.
Something new. I'll grab a glass. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go with those two.
All right, so this is Worthy Brewing out of Bend, Oregon. Another local flair of ours. This is a Belgian-style ale saison with passion fruit.
Yes.
Which sounded amazing when I grabbed it.
It's not bad. I've had it.
Have you had it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had this one yet.
It has a very fruity aroma.
Can definitely smell the German style in there.
It does have this kind of spicy notes and fruitiness, so it's a pretty nice beer. Now, it's not like the world's greatest, but it's a nice beer. And if I remember correctly, they weren't too expensive either.
Yeah, this was pretty reasonable.
So, for the price, it was actually a pretty good beer.
I think it was about $3.50 or $4. It wasn't bad for this bottle. When you buy them in the $3.75s.
Yeah. But yeah, you definitely smell like the Saison, the Belgian style gold.
Your German is better than my English. Yes!
Yeah! Oh, wait, was it my Guten Tag or whatever you said?
It's probably mine.
Yeah, probably.
Rough equivalent is what's up.
Mm.
Or how's it going? How are you feeling? V-Gates. Yeah.
Seagate?
Yeah. Or Vasas Los, if you want to do the Budweiser What's Up.
Oh, okay. Let's see that. Oh, how was that commercial done in Germany then? The What's Up, Vasas Los!
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Breaking news. I need a beer. Go get a beer.
Yeah, go get a beer. We'll wait.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's enough. Now Vlad's taking advantage of it.
No. There was no money there.
How do I fix a broken USB 3.0 port on my motherboard? That's my question.
Throw it away.
Glue. Seriously. Yeah. From my experience, if you watch, actually, I think my third video ever, I ripped a USB 3.0 header off my Chinese X79 motherboard, and I was able to just seat it back down, but every time I pull the cable out of that board, it pulls the header out with it. You can use just a couple dabs of hot glue on either side. Hot glue is non-conductive. I would hesitate using cyanoacrylate super glue because
doesn't the acid in it mess with the plastics?
It can mess with the plastics in the PCB or the fiberglass in the PCB. Also, I'm not sure what type of surface you'd have to actually adhere to the USB 3 header itself. You may have to use quite a bit of glue to do that. Whereas literally just a couple dabs of super glue on either side will usually keep it in place. If you use a decent super glue gun.
Hot glue gun.
Hot glue gun. Use a nice high temp hot glue gun.
Yeah.
So. Duct tape. Wait there, don't move. Sorry, bro. You took too long.
Took too long. Well, he might be already behind on the stream.
Where on earth are you? It's 6 o'clock here in good old Germany. We are in Oregon, West Coast.
Yep. West Coast. It's
West Coast, U.S.
9?
It's 9 p.m. here.
9. Yeah.
So that's not no p.m. It's 9 p.m.
Yes.
Sorry, bad German.
9 p.m.
9 p.m. Sorry, really bad German.
He's like, and unsubscribe.
Well, if they didn't unsubscribe for my pronunciation of the Belgian beer that we had.
They're like, oh, those Belgians, they can screw them over.
That's right. All right. What else we got?
Yeah, MEPS.
So, MEPS. You read the first word of the article. The
MEPS.
I'm helping.
Yeah.
So, the European Union they were making fun of the U.S. for the abolition of net neutrality in the last couple of months. They were dealing with their own thing this last couple of weeks with some censorship and net neutrality bills of their own trying to come in and steal away their rights. In particular, this has to do with Article 11 and Article 13 of the European Union law proposal for how to handle internet traffic. Article 11 has to do with basically link taxing. So if I post a link on my webpage, I can be taxed for that link.
Oh yeah, they're calling it like copyright or something like that.
They're claiming that's copyright infringement. Me posting a link to a relevant news article or to someone else's page or to a YouTube video.
What you do all the time.
Which I do have. That's my business model.
Yeah.
Without that, this show does not exist.
Yeah.
Because I'm not paying tax on that. Screw that.
Yeah. But just do what a lot of people do with like the phone numbers. Space, space, space. Now delete the spaces.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Star, 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 star. Here's my phone number. No one will ever find out.
Yeah, here's my phone number. 403.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Space, space, space. 7.
SIX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Of course, the bots can just read right through that now.
Yeah.
Anyway, this article was aimed at news aggregate sites such as Google News or Yahoo or AOL or the place. Hell, even what's the BuzzFeed?
Oh yeah.
Aggregate sites like that you'll never believe. The 10 most 7 will shock you. That all they do is they post like one paragraph synopsis. One paragraph. I'm being generous. One sentence synopsis of an article. Click here to read the rest. They were trying to tax that. The adverse side effect of that is me as a YouTuber who doesn't make any money off these links would be taxed for that.
Yeah.
And who in their right mind is going to pay this? Now, Google because of licensing requirements in both Germany and Spain, which already have link taxing in their doctrines, Google News pulled out of Germany and Spain entirely.
Oh,
they
yeah.
no longer operate there.
And it hurt.
Yeah.
Hurt big time.
Yeah. So this can also be loosely construed as censorship, not being able to spread news.
Oh, yeah.
Not being able to...
Well, there's no freedom of speech over there.
Right. Well, not being able to freely report on news. Again, I'm not typically for my video reviews. I'm a first person source. I'm actually taking the product, receiving it, doing the review, and then publishing my findings. In my Talking Heads live show, I'm a third party source. What I'm doing is I'm finding relevant news articles and dissecting them for your enjoyment, or interpreting them the best I can for you, making it easier to digest. But, did Vlad donate again?
No. The D.
Oh, the D.
The D.
Any beer names you particularly like? Even if it was a pretty mediocre beer. That's a good question.
There is one that I particularly like just because it reminds me of the song, because it's based off the... It's called, by Wild Ride here in Oregon, it's called Stand Up and Stout, which is from that Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg. There's a song called Stand Up and Shout.
Yeah.
And so every time I see that beer, I always think of the song, Stand Up and Shout.
Oh, gosh. I went to dinner recently. I'm going to look this up.
There's a couple, like even San Yam, they do Bloody Hell.
Yeah, San Yam's Bloody Hell.
Bloody Hell, so it's kind of just, a nice cheek.
Gosh. What's the wood fire pizza place in Salem? The Rock.
The Rock, yeah, I was going to say. Welcome to The Rock. They have a Sean Connery impersonator, like, greet you.
Yeah, their menu, I need to look at their beers.
Their beer list, it's probably taken off.
Entrees, burgers. Where's their beers? They don't have their beers
It's a
listed.
rotating tap list, Jeff.
No, they had an amazingly named beer. Gosh, I can't find it right now.
Oregon, hit Oregon right there.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll...
Nope. Dang. It's because they have too many locations.
Yeah.
So they're a chain in the Northwest, and they also have locations in Texas and Colorado. But the Rockwood Fired Pizza, they had one. DJ Jazzy Hef.
Oh no, yeah, that's Gilgamesh.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's Gilgamesh.
Okay.
Yeah, DJ Jazzy J Hef. It's their tea light hef or light wheat beer.
Okay.
So it's their second tea infused beer.
Okay.
Next to the Mamba.
Yeah. And I've had the Mamba before.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. But Jazzy Hef is kind of a interesting one. There's a couple more I could probably pull up on Untapped that are quite hilarious.
Duck Drunk, beer made with roasted duck.
Oh.
From Steve.
Oh, Steve, I was going to say, yeah. Steve would be one.
Yeah.
He's probably on Untapped right now looking them all up.
Regan, good listening to you guys. I'm not going to read the rest of your comment, but thanks for watching, and we appreciate you watching, man.
Oh yeah,
that's rough, but
yep.
Thanks for watching, man, and I'm glad we can
bring
help.
some joy.
Exactly, very cool. Yeah.
Back to the article.
Yeah. Now that I lost my train of thought.
Yeah. Article 13.
Article 13. So Article 13 was the more controversial one, which makes internet platforms or internet web hosts...
This is even more toward you.
...liable for any links that are posted to their forum or to their site.
Yeah.
So if they host copyrighted work, they can be held liable for sharing that copyrighted work, even if they're not the ones who posted.
Yeah, so like AKA, like everyone does this. Facebook, Twitter, any stuff like that. Hey, check out this link I found. Check this article I found. And like and shares.
Right.
Well, now Facebook is liable. If in a chat someone said, check out this link, you are now liable.
I am now liable. If I open up a forum and I have a craft computing Reddit that no one ever goes to.
Yeah.
But there's a Reddit page or subreddit on called Craft Computing, just /r-craft computing.
Wink.
Yeah, wink, wink. So if you want to start posting stuff relevant to the channel, cool. Anything goes there. Well, not anything.
It is Reddit.
Sorry. I forgot who I was talking about. Forgot who I was talking
Vlad is going on there right now.
Hooker tips 5 lines.
Oh, yeah. Hooker tips. Now that's what we should put Vlad in.
Yeah.
Be like, all right.
Let him go nuts.
Let him go nuts.
Anyway, so let's say if anyone posts to my forum page or on Reddit, Reddit would now be liable for those links. I would now be liable for those links.
Yeah. No, yeah, actually, I did think, who would be liable? Is it Reddit or is it you?
Reddit would be liable if it was posted on Reddit. I would be liable if I was the web moderator myself.
Yeah.
If I was the web host. So if I rented out or bought my domain and then hosted a web forum, I'll like Linus Tech Tips or something like that, the Linus Tech Tips forum. If anyone posted copyright material to Linus Tech Tips forum, Linus Tech Tips would technically be liable for that content.
Yeah.
And would face fines, legal action, and possibly imprisonment for said content. Even though they're not the ones who generated it, they're not the ones who posted it, they're simply a web forum which anyone can log into.
Yeah. Well, there was talk even about Wikipedia and things because people will post into that because you can write whatever you want on these things. Right. But they're saying, oh, it won't be touched. And I think it even sat there and said, no, we found examples that it was going to be touched.
Right.
So.
Yep.
It's a slippery slope that they're going down. It's basically almost sounding like they're going to be tracking everyone too.
Correct.
So.
Anyway, the good news is this was shot down by the European Union 318 votes to 278, I believe. Yeah. So they got a decent majority on it. Basically, the law itself is going to require further scrutiny.
They're going to have to rewrite
from the organizing agency. They're going to have to rewrite the law, and it's going to be further scrutinized to make sure that freedoms are only encroached on so much.
Yeah.
But a good step in the right direction.
Yeah.
That it was actually blocked, at least at this point. They start with banning VPNs. Just tunnel your VPN over port 80.
Yeah.
That's the next step. Because they can't track you if you're on, or they can't block port 80 because port 80 is HTTP traffic. But there's nothing saying that your VPN has to go on 1716 or 1932.
No, you might get blocked by something. You gotta set it up right. Basically.
Your receiver has to say, okay, I'll VPN you on port 80.
Yeah.
That's the gist of it. But then you just blend in with everyone else.
Yep. You're a ghost. Yep. You didn't hear it from us.
Yep.
Heard it first on Craft Computing.
That's right. For those interested in VPNs and those who joined my channel because of my FreeNAS series, I'm actually working on a piece for FreeNAS that is set up a VPN gateway in your house so any device that you own can pass through that gateway. And you don't have to set up a VPN client on an individual device.
Oh, very nice.
So
I will be interested in that.
So whenever I'm home, now it requires you to set up a static IP address for your devices, or at least be able to set a static gateway and static IP
range
DNS address. But yeah, you reserve one IP address on your network for your gateway virtual machine, and then when you turn your cell phone onto the Wi-Fi, your cell phone will automatically route through the VPN, even though your desktop computer isn't. And I don't have to set up the VPN client on my cell phone.
Nice.
So all of my VPN or all of my DNS traffic from home travels through a VPN first. So all of my DNS is VPN encrypted. And then I've got a couple computers that are full-time on my VPN, where I can get on them and I'm free to do whatever.
Stream whenever you want. Right, log onto it.
Not be tracked by Google Analytics and all that kind of stuff.
You just watched Futurama.
Right.
You might like this show.
Right. So, you might like
these Netflix shows.
The Cleveland Show.
Yeah. Although I am interested that new Matt Groening Netflix show.
That looks good.
It looks good. Now, with Matt Groening, it can be a hit or miss, and even then, I just really hope it. I hope the freedom of Netflix didn't go to his head and just start overriding and takes away from the cleverness.
I agree. And I've said this on the show before. I love stand-up comedy and I love comedy in general, but I don't like comedy that's just crude because screw the censors, I'm going to say what I want.
Yeah.
That's not funny. I would always prefer cleverness to crude, and if you're clever and crude, that's even better.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's where I think like the original couple seasons of Family Guy were really good.
Seasons 1 through 3 of Family Guy were fantastic.
Yeah.
What did they do when they got renewed after being canceled for like 4 years? They came back with season 4, episode 1, Passion of the Christ 2, Crucify This.
Yeah. And they're just like, oh, let's
spit in the face of everything.
And they've just cranked it up. And now it's not even going like South. They're actually starting to compare it to like South Park levels and everything like that, to where they're getting away with cable networking censorship because they are now so big that they can't, Fox can't afford to drop them.
Yep.
Well, I mean, they could, but it'd be really stupid. No. But I just hope the whole Netflix. I am looking forward to it.
Regan Lyle, that's a good question. Ask me again in about 10 minutes. As soon as we finish up the news here. Let's get to the news and then we'll get into the BS.
We got like just a quick couple things. They're all... Yeah.
I was trying to move my mouse over to your monitor because I'm so used to doing that.
Right, yeah.
I'm like, where the hell? Why isn't it moving? What the...
I just need to pay attention and start doing it and really freaking you out.
So, this one, I have a different take than you probably do. So, Intel, 9th generation Intel Coffee Lake S processors coming later this year.
Oh, I thought this was a Starbucks thing.
No.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, you did have
So I definitely have a
Definitely did. I was like, coffee and Intel, they're getting into... Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
Nope, then it would have been up in the beverage news. Jeff, do you like Bill Burr? Love Bill Burr. One of my favorites. Reportedly, Intel 9th generation processors are coming. All the way from... I'm going to pull this up so I don't butcher the numbering. The i5 9600K, 6-core, 6-thread, 3.7 to 4.5. We don't have any i7 SKUs thus far. Going down to the i3 9000, which is 4-core, 4-thread at 3.7. Which I'm a little underwhelmed by that. But neither here nor there. My take is they're not calling this a different product name. Because we have Coffee Lake right now. Mm-hmm. This is Coffee Lake S. So Coffee Lake 7th or 2nd gen. Mm-hmm. This is just a refresh. This is not a die shrink. This is not an improvement. This is not more reliable. This is rebranding. This is rebranding at its finest.
This is like getting those video games and like, hey, this is a brand new game. No, we added 2 more characters. It's still the exact same stupid game.
This is AMD re-releasing the RX 480 as the RX 580 with 100 megahertz more turbo on it.
Yeah.
This is AMD re-releasing the 7970 as the 6970 with a few hundred megahertz added on. It's the same core. There's nothing different about this. This is a rebrand simply to say, hey, we released some new processors. Take that, AMD. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
You rebranded because you still can't shrink to 10 nanometer. Oh, and by the way, AMD will be 7 nanometer in March. So...
Super tiny.
Yep. So, yeah. This is actually not good news from Intel.
No, this is actually showing how far behind they are.
This speaks to how long they rested on their laurels and how long they literally ran the same architecture into the ground. Well, and they're as far as they can come with it. Well, they will not get better than this without completely redoing their architecture, a la Ryzen.
And it really comes out, it's what comes out every 2 years-ish, something like that. So we're probably not going to see anything else even for another 2 years after this that even might compete.
And I would say it's 4 years before an architecture change.
Oh, probably.
Look how long it took AMD to go from Bulldozer to Ryzen.
Yeah.
It was 2011 when Bulldozer was released, and then they had a couple of refinement editions of it. But it never got good. Mm-hmm. It was never what it should have been. And then AMD had nothing for 4 years. And then they released Ryzen. And they say, okay, now we have something that works. Now let's refine it. Now let's shrink it. Now let's get on to the next path.
Well, I wonder if they're going to...
Intel has simply been shrinking that same technology from 65 nanometer down to... They're on 14 right now, but they're stuck at 14. They were supposed to be 10 nanometer back in 2015. Yeah. They're 3 years late for their next die shrink. And it looks like they're going to be another 4 years late as it is.
Yeah.
So
fighting AMD for the throne. My butt.
Yep. Oh, and by the way, check numbers from a Ryzen 2700X versus an 8600 or 8700K. You're going to be surprised.
Yeah.
So, Sapphire unveils a motherboard with AMD Ryzen embedded V1000 APUs.
Nice little tiny chip.
Really cool chips. These are going to be... Oh, and these are not ITX boards. These are SFX boards, I believe they're called.
Yeah, it's
STX.
Mini STX.
So these are super tiny. These are like Intel NUC size.
Yeah, these are a little bit bigger than like 2 Raspberry Pis.
Right.
Basically.
But AMD APUs ranging from a dual core 2 gigahertz with a 3.6 turbo to a 4-core 8-threaded chip with a 3.35 gigahertz base and a 3.8 turbo. With Vega 11 graphics on board.
That's the power one right there.
Right. That is crazy.
Yep. Something that's basically like a little bit bigger than your wallet.
Right. So, but yeah, very similar to like an Intel NUC. This is about the same size as one of those.
Yeah.
But AMD branded.
All AMD. Just.
Yep.
I think it said came with like one. But yeah, no. Four
display outputs.
4 display outputs. That's what.
Yeah, 4 display ports.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that.
Yeah. And then dual gigabit Ethernet on board as well.
Yeah.
Plus, it had a mini PCI Express and an M.2 slot, so you could run NVMe storage with an M.2 for Wi-Fi. Mm-hmm. So these could be pretty... Oh, I didn't see the prices earlier.
Yeah, but they're a little spendy though.
They're competitive with Intel though.
Are they? I didn't see Intel's.
They're well, if you think of the NUC starts at about $300 for their i3, which is the dual core 4.
Yeah,
but if you're giving me Vega 8 graphics on top of that. And then at the top end, you're talking $450 for their 4-core 8-thread with Vega 11 on board for $450.
Yeah.
Look at Intel's NUC for $450. That gets you an i5 mobile chip, which is dual-core 4-threaded. So
you're getting twice.
AMD is literally doubling up the power. Oh, and like 10 times the graphics power.
Yeah, and for the same price.
For the same price.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm really impressed with that pricing there. So, I think we'll skip those. I'll give you your moment in the sun.
I just thought it was hilarious. I don't even care if we talk about it. I just thought I was like, hey, because at the time when I posted this, we had nothing. We had nothing.
Yeah. I found a couple other articles later on today that kind of made it worth it. I'll give you your moment. Give you your moment.
Okay.
There it is.
Yeah. So, who doesn't want a ray gun? Who doesn't want a laser gun? Because it's happening. We get laser. The laser AK-47 is what they're like calling it or whatever.
He shot my hair.
Yeah. Oh.
Son of a bitch. Going full Spaceballs.
So there's this Chinese firearm company claiming that they can burn someone's or melt someone's skin from 800 yards away.
800 meters.
800 meters. Sorry, 800 meters
That's
away.
1,000 yards.
So half a mile.
Yeah.
Just under a half a mile.
That's almost a full mile because it's 1,275 yards.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. A little over a half mile, whatever. But still, and it takes some lithium-ion batteries or whatever. But I just thought it was hilarious. But there's no actual pictures of it. There's no...
Sorry, yeah, half a mile.
Yeah.
1940 in yards.
So there's no pictures of it. This is just a...
it's a rendering.
It's a rendering of some... I was really hoping it was going to look like the...
Claims mild irritation up to 800 feet.
It can shave my hair up to 800 feet, yes. You can get a tan up to 800 feet away.
That's right.
What is it? The... not Babylon 5. Bruce Willis movie.
Fifth Element.
Fifth Element, where the guns that like split up in half.
Oh yeah.
I wanted it to look like
the Zorg Industries.
The Zorg. I wanted it to look like yeah.
Get the flamethrower on it.
Yeah, get the net catcher.
All right, John found that one. I thought it was funny.
Yeah. Q&A. Q&A and bullshit.
Yep.
Sorry,
so,
bull junk.
Demonetized. I don't monetize my live streams. I don't think you should need to see an ad every 10 minutes for watching my live show, so I will never monetize my live streams.
I think it actually would be more considered a railgun. Because it says it shoots thousands of micro lasers at one time.
No, a railgun is a magnet gun that shoots small projectiles.
Oh, okay, yeah. So this is a actual laser.
Yep. Yeah, laser.
Laser. No, the other article, did you see it? Had the sharks with laser beams on it.
Yep. Are you using DynDNS service for your VPN or NAS? Every article I read from me to get says to get a DynDNS service. Why can't I just use TeamViewer viewer to see what my IP is. I have a residential plan. I'm setting up a NAS because I'm running out of space on my desktop, and I should really start making image backups for my family machines. I'll also be doing a backup system or a backup solution here soon with FreeNAS. Probably sometime later this month. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do it. It might have to wait till August. Anyway, DynDNS is only required if you need to get back into your network. My DNS, which is my domain name search or domain name service. So if I type google.com into my browser, that sends a DNS query to look for google.com to my DNS server, and that responds with the IP address I need to connect to. That's DNS in a nutshell. If you want to get back into your house, which is what it's sounding like you're doing, then yeah, you would need some kind of DynDNS service to register your static IP address or your dynamic IP address with a DNS name, with a DNS header. So yes, if you want to dial back in, getting a DynDNS is probably the way to go. For what I was talking about, I'm using all of my DNS traffic, so all of my google.com lookups go through my VPN, so they're encrypted to the end, and they don't know the origin of them. And I am using NordVPN. I'm not sponsored by NordVPN. I simply really like the service. And they have a Linux-based client that NordVPN, you're able to connect through to Linux through command line with an OpenVPN client, which is what I'm running on my VM for it, on my gateway, and it works great. Okay.
Oh, that was number 4.
Yep. Let's see.
Someone asked if you did the cheap...
Yeah, I tested cheap X79 motherboards without the X79 chipset. Does anyone know if the i7-3820 will work on these boards regardless of BIOS UEFI? Can I overclock it? Those will work on those boards. Hunan actually has a really nice one for about 130 on Alibaba right now. It's the green board, and you can tell that from the green PCI Express slots. And it's a full ATX board that supports SLI and Crossfire. That is not a genuine X79 chipset. I believe it's based on a P77 or P75. But that will post on that board. You can overclock, but only to 3.9 gigahertz. And honestly, I wouldn't trust the power delivery on those boards much further than that. So yeah, you can overclock, but it's kind of diminishing returns on those boards. It's still one of the better ones out there. If you already have a 3820, it might be worth investing in one of those boards. If you don't have anything yet, I would actually start shopping the budget Ryzen systems, because I demonstrated that a 2200G is actually a pretty competent little box. If you go and watch my Ballin' on a Budget video.
Yeah.
So
someone asked, what is the best audio system for your PC for a budget, basically talking under $200?
Under $200.
That really comes down to what you want.
Right. If you want a gamer sound, or do you want a studio monitor sound?
Yeah. So, yeah, for studio monitor sound, if you're just looking to like play music and blast some music, you can find some really nice studio monitors pretty cheap. I think we even talked about this on Discord before, like 2 months ago.
Yeah, I've had a number of people come back at me for recommending you buy a $300 soundbar from Creative. The reason I recommend that is for a gamer and for an all-around sound, it's amazing.
It's a great combo of both.
It's a great entertainment experience. It is not the best as far as a studio sound. Like if I was editing audio, I would use a set of Sennheiser headphones or a set of actual like M-Audio studio monitors or something like that.
Which you can get for $200.
But for an all-around, that one is pretty darn good. So
yeah, if you're looking for $200 and less, studio sound, something with M-Audio, don't go to the 5.1, 7.1 surround sound system. And,
honestly, stick with stereo.
Yeah. You don't need it. If you're going to go for those surround sound, invest in headphones. Mm-hmm. Just get a really nice pair of headphones. Yeah. And that's going to give you your crisp, clean sound. Yeah, if you want to blast it, then your neighbors are probably going to hate you. So
the guy on the X79 motherboard said, thanks a lot. So VRM cooler, and I'm good to go. Absolutely. Yep. Like I said, if you've already got a 3820, you've already got an overclockable SKU, that board is a great board. You can get DDR3 ECC memory really inexpensive. You're good to go. A month ago, you commented on picking up a 370, if I remember correctly. Did you have another car before? Oh, getting into car questions.
Ooh.
I bought a Nissan 350Z Roadster.
Bite. Kind of forced on
Have you
him.
always had a love for cars, or did you pick it up when
That's so hard to-
more as a hobby with the computing? I've always had a love for cars. I love cars. I've never really been able to
afford it.
buy decent cars. Let's see. I'll run through my history of cars. My very first car that you can call a car that wasn't just like some offhand little thing. I bought a 91 Mazda 626 GT. It's a 4-door white sedan, looked like every other Honda Accord and Toyota Camry out there, but it had a 2.2 liter turbo on it.
Yeah, the GT part.
And when you're 16 years old and you've got a 2.2 liter turbo, that's a fun car.
Oh, I bet.
And the independent suspension on the Mazdas back then was second to none. And so that was a fun car. A couple of years later, many years later, sorry. Many years later, I ended up buying a 95 Toyota Celica, which is my favorite model Celica. It's the one with the kind of the bubble eyes.
Yes, I like the earlier ones, the 92, 91, 92.
Yeah, you like the poppy.
The poppy, yeah.
Yeah.
I like
the one that came after that because it was sleek. It looked really sleek. It was red, had a spoiler on it.
No,
it was
no,
a 5-speed manual.
no. There was a 2-year gap. There was the poppy ones, and then there was another one that kind of almost looked very, I don't know. It was going into the curvy area.
It had a different bumper on it. That was the only difference.
I could have swore the lights, but yours the 95 had like these bug lights, those 4 headlights, right?
It had the 2 large ones and the 2 smaller inner fog lights. Right?
Yeah, and
so anyway, I had a 95 Celica, and I drove that for 6 years until some jackass pulled out in front of me and I T-boned him. I ran into a Toyota Sienna. Yeah. So.
Oops.
Yeah, get the front picture. So that was very similar to the car that I had. I didn't have the rims and I didn't have the dank ass spoiler on the back of it.
No. So what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Is...
The 95 Celicas look a lot like the Acura Integras of that day. Anyway, I didn't have a nice car for a number of years after that.
I had that.
Yeah. Here's what John had. This is the 92.
Yeah, I had a 92.
It was Toyota on Toyota crime, exactly. Yeah, Toyota Sienna minivan ran a red light or ran a stop sign, and I T-boned him at 45. That was not a fun day. Didn't have a sports car for a number of years after that. I finally went out in November and I bought a Toyota MR2. I bought an MR2 Spider, so 2003, and I loved the car. The problem was I'm just too tall for it. I'm physically too big for that car.
Really, yeah. Jeff's a pretty tall. He's like 6'4".
Yeah, I'm 6'4".
Yeah.
And I was trying to daily drive it, and it was comfortable for like 20 minutes at a time. So if I'm like running to the grocery store, it's like, oh yeah, this is a great car.
Yeah.
My work is 40 minutes away. And so every single morning I'm getting out of the car with some new back pain and everything. It's like, I just can't do this. So I sold that car and I bought a 350Z Roadster. It's a 2004, has 90,000 miles on it. It's a 6-speed, and it is completely unmolested. It is completely stock. And the previous owner actually bought the genuine Nismo wheels for them, so I have the aluminum forged wheels on them. Mine's even silver too.
Oh, dang it. What the heck?
What did you do?
I don't know. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
So yeah, mine actually has those Nismo wheels on it, and the car absolutely is completely stock. Like I said, I loved the MR2. It was a blast in the corners. The 350Z is a proper sports car. I don't know that I'm going to do too much to it because I need it to be a daily driver. I might do some weight reduction on it. Maybe do some carbon fiber dash panels, carbon fiber hood. Get into a little bit of that, but I don't know that I want to mess with it mechanically, other than the things that need to be fixed.
Yeah.
So
we should do the Gambler 500 craft computing.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
There you go. So yeah, that's my brief history of cars. I've had a number of other cars in there. The joke is I buy a new car every 2 years, but I'm not buying a new car with that one. that is my car now. Someone asked on the 626 a second ago if I had air conditioning. I did have air conditioning. It was the luxury model 626. It even had a button in the center with the 2 center vents where it would oscillate the fan for you.
That's actually pretty cool.
It was really sweet.
That's pretty cool.
Thanks for the 9DNS advice.
Did you get 5 miles an hour?
4-wheel drive? No.
everyone's just like, oh, we're talking cars now. We're not asking questions.
Did I look into getting a G35? It's the same car. It really is. The thing is, the Nissan seemed to be more readily available in the 6 speeds, and I wanted a roadster. I wanted a convertible. After driving the MR2 as a convertible, I wanted a convertible from now on. So, and as I said, I have no illusions of tracking this or anything like that. It's not my thing. I love cars, but it's just not my thing. But the G35s are nice. The problem is, in this area, they're like $5,000 more.
Yeah.
For the same equivalent Nissan. And I think that's kind of the same way everywhere. But yeah. Mazda 929 Turbo, very nice. Loved that car as well. Mm-hmm. I drove a Mazda 3 very briefly. My in-laws actually bought a Mazda 3 for a while. That was a really fun car. I think it was an 05 or 06. It was an automatic, but it was peppy. It was a peppy little automatic.
No, I never had any sports cars. The closest thing I had the Celica, and then most of my stuff was my very first car was a Volvo wagon. As a 16-year-old in high school with a girlfriend, Volvo wagon was great. It's great. But yeah, then it was just your stay. Honey, I hope you're asleep. All the rest of them were just like typical sedans. I had a Celica, a hatchback Celica. It was like an 89.
Yeah.
I beat the crap out of that car.
Yeah. A buddy of mine had an 82 Celica Supra, and that was a cool car.
That's actually pretty cool.
That was a cool car.
Classics there. Yeah. Even though it talked about 80s cars being classic, but the Supra was actually. The
Supra is a classic.
Classic. I had a Hyundai at one time. It was like a 95, so the really crappy Hyundais.
Oh, yeah.
Like it had overheating problems and computer problems.
Yeah.
But it was like $1,200 and it looked brand new, but it had this one part. It ended up costing $5,000 to fix the one part.
Yep.
Then it still kept overheating. Had the Celica I only had that for, actually I think I had that for a day. I had that for one day.
Yep.
And then I bought a Honda Accord, and then now I own a bunch of Volvos, actually.
Volvo for life.
Yeah, I have 4 Volvos.
Yep.
I have 2 S60s and a what's the SUV?
XC90.
XC90.
Yeah.
Yeah. All black.
Yep. All black.
All black.
Yeah, you pull up to John's house, he looks like a car dealer.
Yeah, they're all black cars. I've owned 4 Volvos in my life, 3 right now.
Yep. Yep, yeah, and exactly, that Infinity tax. I like the Infinity. The interior's not that much nicer than the 350Z. The exteriors, it's the exact same car. They're the same internals, it's the same running gear, it's the same everything else. And they're harder to find in manual, and I really wanted the 6-speed manual. And I'm so glad I have it.
Yeah, you were even troubled because he was texting me while he was looking for these Mazdas, and the one that you sold was, what was that? It was that special type.
I had an MR2. I had a 2003 MR2 with the Toyota SMT, which is the sequential manual.
Yeah.
And mine was the 03 version, which is actually the decent one to have. And it was a lot of fun. The cool thing about it was it is a full manual transmission with a clutch. It's just computer controlled. So I tell it to shift, and it engages the clutch, or disengages the clutch, and then shifts, and then re-engages it, and you're off and driving again. And if I'm downshifting, it auto rev matches and just nails everything.
Yeah.
So if you're doing 60 miles an hour coming into a corner and you tap up twice, all of a sudden you're in 4th gear within about a third of a second, perfectly rev matched, and you're just biting that corner. And it is absolutely amazing for that.
It's like playing a video game, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't have to hold down the clutch. You're just hitting that.
Right. You just go pop, pop, yeah, and you're off and going. So, you 90s Hyundais. Did you put a waterbed in your Volvo like Clarkson did?
No, I did not put a waterbed in my Volvo. I will say I laid all the bed seats down and constantly used that thing for camping. Mm-hmm. It was my tent trailer at the time, but yes, no waterbed. But that was a great episode. I love watching Top Gear.
Yep. Let's see. I'll go through since I don't have any questions up right now.
Yeah, you can go through more.
I have an interest. I bought a 1982 Ford Escort, and it was my second car ever. My first car was actually a 93 Geo Metro. That's
a horrible car.
It was the 3-cylinder and it was the automatic. So literally, like, I'm rolling snake eyes for that one.
I hope it starts and keeps going today.
Right. Well, it was reliable until it decided to throw a rod through the engine block. Oh yeah, it blew up in spectacular fashion.
At least that's the best part.
Yeah.
Is if you break it and it just...
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah,
that's a story.
Yeah, I pulled into the parking lot of Fry's with my camshaft literally hanging out of the end of the engine. It was amazing.
That's great.
Yeah, you pull up and all of your oil is spilled out on the ground, and your engine has a split down the center of it and a perfect circle where the rod shot went through. Yeah, it was great. Detonation is what they call that, but unboosted detonation. So my second car ever was an '82 Ford Escort, and it was a 3-speed automatic. And I bought the car, and the car was running great. But like any 16-year-old, I just hammered that car.
Oh, right. You have to. You're like, every corner is a sharp corner.
Right.
Every stop sign is, I'm going to rev this thing.
Well, and remember, my very first car was a 93 Geo Metro, which had 60 horsepower.
Oh, yeah.
So my second car, I got 102. Yeah. All of a sudden, I'm in a hot rod. I might as well have been in a Mustang. and I'm taking every single corner like that, and I'm downshifting when I don't need to downshift just because it sounds really cool. So I drive the car down to Eugene to pick up a friend of mine, and the plan... So I drive like an hour and a half south, and the plan is to pick him up in Eugene, and we're going to drive 2 hours back to Portland to go see the show.
Oh, yeah. So
go see a concert. And so I'm getting on the road, and right around the time I hit Corvallis, so I'm about 40 miles from Eugene, my battery light kicks on, which it's done before. And usually it's just go home, turn the car off, turn it back on, and your battery light goes away, and you're fine. So, but I'm driving down the road, and the battery light's not going away. I'm like, well, that's weird. So I pull into my friend's driveway, and the battery light's kind of dim at this point. And so I went, do you have like a quick charge or anything? He goes, yeah, in my garage. So I hooked up a quick charger, and we sat around his house for about an hour. And I'm like, okay, we're good to go. Turned on the car, no battery light. Like, sweet, let's get back on the road. So we get back on the road, and about Corvallis going north, the battery light comes back on. And then it starts doing this. Just getting dimmer and dimmer. And he's got the map light on because he's reading. I'm like, you don't need to read right now.
We don't need radio.
It's only 5:30. I don't need all my headlights on, just the running lights.
Yeah.
So I'm turning off any beat of electronics that I can, and it's just getting worse. And I get to the South Salem exit, Enchanted Forest, just past that. So I guess the commercial street exit.
The Four Corners or whatever.
Yeah. So I get to that exit, and I'm on I-5. I'm doing 65 miles an hour or 75 miles an hour. And all of a sudden my RPMs just die. They just go from like full bore to, and the car's like taking a dump on me. And I'm like, oh great. And I'm still 16 at this point. And my first thought was, I probably should have called my dad and let him know I was having car problems originally, because now if I call him at like 8 o'clock at night, he's going to be mad.
Yeah.
That I didn't alert him earlier. So I'm like, you know what? It's got enough. I think I can make it home. Which, by the way, South Salem is still like 30 miles from my house.
Yeah. Well, as a kid.
Right.
Yeah.
From where I was living at the time. So I'm, alternator was shot. It was absolutely shot. Alternator and voltage regulator. Actually, very good, Jack Daniels. You hit both of them. Both of them were shot. So I'm driving through the surface streets of Salem because I can't do more than 25 miles an hour because the car just can't generate enough electricity to fire all 4 spark plugs. And so I'm at a gas light and I'm like holding the RPMs at like 3,000 just to keep the engine running. And the whole time it's going pop, 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 pop. And so I slammed it back into gear and I get it up to like 25 and that's all I've got.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh crap, no, don't turn red, red.
I pushed that thing 25 of the 30 miles until the alternator literally fused itself solid. Like I melted the bearings in the alternator. And finally it just wouldn't go anymore and it just stopped in the middle of the road. So I had to get it out of gear and then push it off the side of the road and then get towed home. So the next day, we didn't make the concert. So the next day, I run down to AutoZone. How much for an alternator? Okay, $30. Okay, cool. So I take it back home, put the alternator on. And it was $30 remanufactured. Like, $30? Hell
yeah. Yeah, I'm a mechanic.
I can do that.
Cars are simple and cheap.
So got it installed, had the battery on a charger all night long, put it in the car, went to start it up, and it's still kind of sputtering. Voltage regulator. Let's check the voltage regulator. It's throwing like 7 volts. It should be throwing 12 to 14. So I pull the voltage regulator. Hey, do you have one of these in stock? Yeah, we do. $7. Sweet. Add it on. So I get the voltage regulator, go back, put it in there. Car fires right up, and it's looking good. Okay. Yeah, let's test it. So I'm about ready to like take it for a test drive, and I notice a little drip, drip from the fuel pump, and I'm like, oh, the hose is just a little loose. Okay, not a huge deal. Yeah, you know, there's gas leaking on top of my hot engine block, but not a huge deal. I touch my crescent wrench to the little fitting to tighten it, tighten the hose clamp, and the diaphragm in the fuel pump explodes and starts going and just shooting gas all over the place. So I turn the car off, drive back to AutoZone with a gas-soaked fuel pump, and say, how much for one of these? $30. Okay, so I'm $68 in at this point. Get that home, put it on, bolt it right on, and it fires right up. Okay, cool. And I'm looking at the engine, and I'm going, I don't want to touch it because something else is going to break, but I think we're good. So I got in the car, drove to the stop sign out by my house, and turned right, and then turned right again. Got about a quarter mile down the road, and I'm accelerating. I'm going, okay, let me see if I can get it back up to 55. And the throttle stick's wide open.
Yeah.
And so I went, crap, and I threw it in the manual, and now it's still held wide open. So I killed the car. I'm like,
crap, what's going on?
So I pull the car. I don't have my phone on me at this point. So I pushed the car a quarter mile home. Luckily, I was on flat ground the whole time. But I walked back to my driveway like a half hour later, just
16 too.
Right, 16. Yeah, I still had it. I pop the hood, and I'm looking at the throttle linkage, and everything looks fine. And I finally get to the carburetor, and the carburetor has this little piece of plastic, maybe a half-inch long, that's stuck in the throttle linkage. So I take a pair of pliers and go, and the throttle goes, shik! And I went, okay, that was what's holding the throttle open. Cool.
Something jammed it.
So, but I went, well, where did this come from? Little piece of plastic. Yeah. Literally, like, it looked like a plastic rod that was maybe 1.5 millimeters thick and about a half-inch long. Mm-hmm. Where did this come from? And I'm looking, and I look at my carburetor, and it has this little
lever
on it. And what that was the automatic choke control for the carburetor. Relied on that little plastic knob. Okay? So I drive up to AutoZone in my mom's car, which was, I'm going to date myself, this was in 2002. It was a 2002 Honda Accord. LX, V6, beautiful.
Looking nice.
Had 4,000 miles on
Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. It was white with a tan leather interior.
Still, yeah.
But me driving that, you give me a 3.0 V6 at that, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I drive that to AutoZone, and I get back to AutoZone, and at this point they're laughing at me because it's my 4th or 5th trip in there today. And I went, okay, this broke off. Okay, we don't have that. Okay, do you have the choke control? No, we don't have the choke control. Okay, so what do I need to do to fix this? The only way you can possibly get that part is to buy an entire new carburetor for your car. $295.
Screw that.
Yeah. I went, okay, well, that's probably not going to happen. I turn around, and the reason I'm telling this entire story is I turn around to walk out the door of AutoZone, and this dude is walking in, and he goes, hey, does anyone have a white Honda Accord? I went, yeah, that's me. He goes, oh, I'm sorry, man. I just backed into it.
Oh, God.
He had a white Ford Econoline van with a giant hitch receiver, and he plowed right into the bumper and, like, just took out the bumper of my mom's 4,000-mile Honda Accord.
Gee, I'm sure your mom was super happy about all that.
Now, mind you, my parents were taking their other car to go way up into Portland and go to, like, this beer tasting or wine tasting or something like that event. And so I call him, and I said, hey, Dad, they didn't have the part. It was $395 or $295. Might have been $395. I don't even remember at this point.
Expensive.
It was expensive. So I call them. I say, hey, they didn't have the part. It sucks, but we're gonna have to figure out something else tomorrow. Go to the wrecking yard, find a carb, something like that. Someone backed into Mom's car, but it's okay. I got their information. We'll take care of it. He was driving through a bad cell reception area at the time, and all he heard was someone backed into Mom's car. And then it went dead. And then he had no reception for like an hour. So yeah. That is my 82 Ford Escort story. Don't ever buy one. I know that was like 10 minutes long, maybe even 15.
Hey, that's fine. We needed to waste time.
That's right.
So,
what was the concert? What was the concert?
It's probably Kid Rock.
No, it was
Limp Bizkit.
It was that quality. It wasn't like ZZ Top, but it was like Kid Rock.
It probably was Kid Rock.
I don't know. It wasn't. I wouldn't have gone to Kid Rock, but it was
Limp Bizkit.
I don't think it was Limp Bizkit. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Oh God, what was that? Crazy Train. It's probably Crazy Train.
No, it might have been Matchbox 20.
Yeah, I actually would probably.
It might have been because this was early 2000s. It may have been Matchbox 20.
You know, you guys
probably Nickelback.
Yeah,
screw you.
Screw you. You know, it's actually very funny. I've got this. Out of all the concerts, I've gone to so many Nickelback concerts. It's not
ladies and gentlemen, Chad Kroger.
Yeah, right. It's my wife loves them, and so I take my wife.
It's the reason she married him.
It was the reason she married me.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Because our own John Shubin looks like Chad Kroger.
Yes. And I was in a band and everything like that. Whoop-de-freaking-do.
Coldplay. It could have been Coldplay.
I sure wouldn't mind seeing Coldplay. I hear they actually do.
It wasn't Iron Maiden. I know that. I saw them years earlier.
They have a beer. They have a couple of beers.
Yep. Yeah, but it was Coldplay, Matchbox 20, something like that.
I wish it was Metallica.
It wasn't Metallica.
I got free tickets to the Metallica
Was
concert.
it August? It may have been August. In fact, yes, it was. No.
He was saying August.
Oh, August,
my
the band.
Yeah, my band was called August. Yeah, no, screw you, Steve. That's the best concert ever.
Slayer, as Eric Del Toro says.
Yeah.
All right. Any more questions, car or tech related? Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, pretty much. Usually I love going because I'm like, look.
It's the whole reason he keeps the hair.
She won't let me cut it. Every concert we go to, I'm like, look, if we're going to go to this, I need to know what the beer selection is there. Mm-hmm. Okay, we spent X amount on this on tickets. I get to spend an equal amount on booze that day. That's the deal I have with her.
Craft Computing, in your opinion, what is the best ATX case to get right now? It kind of depends on if you're water cooling or air cooling. And when I say water cooling, I kind of include all-in-one liquid coolers in that. I'm actually starting to drift more back towards air cooling because some of the air coolers that are coming right now, like the Master R620P, are freaking amazing as far as performance goes. Also, brown poopy fans.
Brown poopy fans.
Noctua.
Oh.
They've got a number of really, really good air questions. Or air coolers as well. Yeah. Best ATX case all around right now.
Coolmaster.
Kind of all depends on your price point. I will say I'm building in the Inwin 303 right now. I'm not thrilled with the airflow in the case. It's not great. I'm getting some really high temps on my 1900X, even water cooled. And I couldn't fit an air cooler in here that was big enough to handle Threadripper, so I'm kind of stuck right now. I'm still going to turn out Threadripper, but I'm trying to find the right combination of fans that will get me the airflow that I need into there and still fit the bill as far as looks go. Really good ATX case. Always look Fractal Design. Everything they make is fantastic. Define S is fantastic for about $120. The Define R6 is fantastic. Cooler Masters put out a number of good things as well. The 500P is a great case. Also, the Masterbox Lite 5.1 is a great case. Or Masterbox Lite 5 or 5.1. I don't remember which one it is, but Masterbox Lite, the 5 case, is pretty solid.
Airborne Buck is wanting to know for his first custom PC build.
Ooh.
Any recommendations? Don't want to bust $1,000, but just wants to play, I believe, WoW or World of Warcraft with his buddies.
Okay. Quite honestly,
Your budget computer would work.
my budget computer would work very well for WoW and would be expandable in the future.
Yeah.
And in fact, for WoW, I would actually jump up to a 2400G. So go look at my video, Ballin' on a Budget.
Yeah.
It's a budget system that builds a 2200G AMD based system with a Vega 8 GPU. What you could do with that is actually put in a 2400G or even a 2600, because those might be down to about $200 now. So maybe go with a Ryzen 5 2600 and something like a GTX 1050 Ti or a 1066 gig. Something right in there. You're going to be right around between $800 and $1,000 when you're all said and done with that level of computer. If you go with a 1050 Ti, you'll be probably $700. So,
yeah.
But very solid build as far as that point goes. And that, again, that's an excellent starter PC. It gets you a good platform where if you go, hey, this PC gaming thing is really cool.
I enjoy it.
It's a leaping point from there. So,
and $1,000 is a lot to go with, so you don't need to do that much.
Eric Del Toro, I agree. Cooler Master half XM, not a great looker, but damn good with airflow. I completely agree with that. Are you going to start a car story series to rival VinWiki? I don't have a lot of car stories, although I do have a Chevy Tracker that the timing belt shredded on I-5 at 75 miles an hour that literally left the transmission on the highway. Because when that engine interferes with itself and everything stops from 75 miles an hour, bad things happen very quickly.
About 70 miles an hour quickly.
Yeah, about 70 miles an hour. And unfortunately, the car became stationary really quick. So, knock to a 2400G would be perfect for WoW. Again, 2400G, maybe even with the APU, just with the Vega 11, that'll get you started. And then if you want, add a 1050 Ti on top of that. Spend another $200. That'd be a pretty killer little box right now.
Yep. 1050s, they'll probably end up dropping pretty soon too.
They're under $200 right now.
Yeah,
you can get one for about $180.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there you go.
Which is about $20 more than you could find them about a year and a half ago. But again, it's a good price for that.
If you haven't joined Discord, join Discord.
Yep. Because you can get this kind of interaction all week long.
All week long, yeah. It's basically that's all what people do.
Yep. Faded AMV says it's a good build. My budget video. Thank you. I like that video, even though people were really confused as why are you building an APU and then putting a graphics card in it? Watch the follow-up video.
Yeah. He actually wants to know if it's tough to actually build a custom PC because his hands aren't in the best of shape.
It is not. If you can handle a Phillips number 2 screwdriver,
you're good to go.
You can build a computer.
Yep, you're good to go. And it's not even a lot of hard tweaking because you don't want a whole lot of torque on these. You want just enough to do it. It's more of if you can hold your hand semi-steady. You can shake and it's fine, semi-steady. But you don't. If you can drink a glass, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Your most difficult part is going to be seating your CPU into the socket, especially with AMD because there's a lot of pins on the bottom of those. Just use some care. Take your time and get it right. Yeah.
Other than that, couple screws, motherboard slides right in, and then everything just pushes into place, literally, and it'll lock and unlock if you get it wrong. Mm-hmm. It won't let you. It won't let it lock in if you put it in wrong, and it's one way or the other.
Right. Right. It's either seated or it's not.
Yeah.
So if your hands are not in the greatest of shape, my right hand actually has a little bit of a shake to it, where sometimes I do have a hard time holding a glass. It's doing okay tonight, but sometimes I do get a little bit of a jitter. Yeah.
So it's not hard. People think building custom PCs and being... Now, getting into like the water cooling, that can get a little complicated.
That gets pretty complicated.
Yeah, but your standard air-cooled PC with a graphics card, a lot of good RAM, a good processor, it's not very scary at all. Mm-hmm. It just looks scary because people think PCs and oh my gosh, it's just you know all about computers now. Oh wow, no, it's plug and play most of the time.
It's building with Legos.
Yeah, it really is.
The basic computer build where just buying a bunch of parts from Fry's or Micro Center or wherever or Amazon, Newegg, just make sure they're all compatible on PC Part Picker, order them in, and then put them together.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah, really it is.
If you have a magnetic screwdriver, which I totally recommend, get a magnetic tip screwdriver because it really does help. It is super simple. And all you need is a Phillips number 2. That's the only tool you need to build a computer.
Yep.
Super easy. Do you balance pull stick with 3 fingers when you shoot? I'm actually a light 4-finger grip. I usually lift the pinky, but I'm a 4-finger grip.
I just grip it and rip it.
Yep. Yep.
I would like to get back into playing pool.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
It'd be fun, but your pool table was too harsh.
Yeah, it was. My pool table was not forgiving.
No, it was not, and I think it was also, you keep telling the story of the first beer I ever gave you.
Sorry, Eric Del Toro has some good advice. Airborne, stay away from micro ATX or mini ITX cases, as those can be tricky to build in if you're bad with your hands. And yeah, those do get more compact, and unless you can contort your hands in certain ways, you're not going to do well.
Stay with the mid-tower.
Stay with a mid-tower case. Something like what we were talking about, like the Fractal Design ATX cases, the Corsair 500p, Half MX. Those are great cases. Corsair carbides, all great.
You're going to have plenty of room. You know, something that has like
12
slots for your hard drives.
Expensive Legos, but Legos. Oh, you mean Legos?
Yeah, Legos now are expensive.
Yeah. Buy
the Death Star Lego set for $1,200.
If you're looking for my Falcon, it's up there.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
It's on top of the liquor.
Yeah. It was back there before.
But Linus uses hammers and chisels and grinders.
Linus gets his stuff for free.
Linus is a bit crazy, yeah. Have you ever messed with any hypervisors or just with FreeNAS? Professionally, I'm a server administrator. So yeah, I oversee a small server farm. So yeah, most of my experience is in Hyper-V. I've done a little bit with VMware and a little bit with FreeNAS. I've also done some on the home front with Ubuntu using KVM. So very familiar with hypervisors. Like I said, I do that professionally. So
I thought you were going to never mind. It was a stupid joke.
Better than acid burn, I would hope.
No, it had to do with Hefeweizen and Hypervisor. Hypervisor, it was like...
leave that one on the curb where you found it.
It was a real big stretch.
Leave that one on the curb where you found it, John.
Yeah. It was like, no.
So yeah, no, I am very familiar with hypervisors. In fact, I wish FreeNAS in their VM had more control over their hypervisors. As far as maybe VLAN determination for the Ethernet device. I know you can do that in Ubuntu, but it's really tricky if you want to run a Windows OS that way. PCIe pass-through. So, some common things that we're taking for granted nowadays in modern hypervisors that FreeNAS just doesn't have yet. So, let's see.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that one.
Linus is a great watch. When you think of him as just sort of a jackass or Mythbusters of computing, the stupidity is part of his brand. I've mentioned this before. I like Linus. I respect Linus. He's fantastic, and he does know his stuff. I don't like the scripted drama that he gets into sometimes. I don't like the dropping it to drop it, or the fact that some of his videos have absolutely zero prep going into them.
Yeah.
Where he turns on the camera and then he goes, "Hey, today we're going to take a look at the Xeon Phi Platinum 8180 processor, 86 threads. I didn't bother buying the right heatsink for this, but let's just hold it down with my hand and see if we can post it." It's like, come on, at least do that little bit of legwork to do a decent video. You can still do a holy beep video coming out of that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, 56 cores, 112 threads.
Well, yeah, the thing is, I don't like it.
But make it work. Don't script the drama into it by not buying the right heatsink. That's crap.
You watch his very, very early on videos, it's... I don't know, that seemed to be more... It was more planned out. It was more...
Yeah.
Kind of like this. Now it seems like he has writers and researchers for him where he comes in, and again, it looks like he knows his stuff because he had to have known his stuff to start it. Mm-hmm. So there's already credentials there. He's not like some casting agent, so he does it. But now it is literally, I don't have time to learn this stuff. Here's your script, or I'm playing off of news that I think I kind of know.
And I will say, sometimes he has other people do the reviews, and then he reads them on camera.
Yeah.
And so he has no actual personal interaction with the product.
It literally looks like he's just reading a cue card and just going off of it. Like that.
Right. And again, if that works for him, then that's fantastic.
And that's the thing. Sometimes that is a...
I personally would love to have 18 employees and have other people write my scripts and just be the on-air personality.
Right, and that's what it's coming off as. But his personality, though, that is becoming his personality. And if he's noticing that the brand is growing that way, why would you stop?
Totally.
Well, I mean, you're like, look, I understand that my true fans are disconnecting with it, but it does come down to, it is a business. It is, and he's like, I see growth here. I'm going that way.
Exactly.
So
I have certain plans for my own channel, where I want to grow and what I want to be, and the things that I want to do on here. And if you notice some of my more popular videos, I've only done those once and then I've jumped off of them. Because I don't want to be the knockoff Chinese X79 guy. And I don't want to be the Wish.com guy. And I don't want to be the knockoff video card guy. Those are 2.2 of my 3 million views.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're honest, so only 800,000 are my other products. My actual bona fide motherboard reviews and my case reviews and the mainstream tech. I want to get into mainstream tech. That's what I enjoy, and it's what I think will actually work as a brand in the future. I'm not going to get away from the offshoots, but I'm not going to just focus on those.
yeah.
In fact, my video posting tomorrow is one of these. And it is the worst thing that I have ever had on my channel, ever, bar none. And if you've been on eBay and you've been looking for an HDMI capture card, this is that card. I reviewed it. It's crap.
The one that you said, this is a pretty good card.
Right.
And that's one of the troubles that you had with the past couple of episodes of Talking Heads.
No, I didn't say this was a good card.
Yeah,
this is crap.
I swear, no, was that the one that you bought? And
this is the one I just did with Friday Flights.
Oh, okay.
The video that's coming out tomorrow.
Oh, no, there was a HDMI 4K capture card that you said was ended up being crap.
Oh, no. No, it didn't end up being crap. There was another issue with it. I had to send it back. I'm getting a new one here shortly.
Oh, okay. I thought that was it.
No, it wasn't crap. In fact, I really, really liked it. And I was
I
was really disappointed it had issues with it.
Exactly. Well, that's what I thought. That's what that was. I was like, oh, that's
Yeah. Remember, Linus puts out a video every single day. Only so much prep is possible. When something goes off the rails, it's going to go off the rails. Yes, but there's a certain amount of work you can do before a video comes in, because you bothered to get in the Xeon Phi processors, but you didn't bother to buy a narrow ILM heatsink to actually put on them.
And do you think he's actually filming it that day? Those videos have been shot and edited weeks ahead of time.
Right. And so you're right and you're wrong. There's videos when he just literally doesn't have the right parts. Those are the ones I have a problem with. That is scripted drama to me. And that is adding suspense where there doesn't need to be in any suspense. And I'd much rather... Look, I don't care if it works or not, but if the point of the video is to show a 56-core processor, then show me a 56-core processor. Don't show me one where you go, okay, hit the power button now.
Yeah, he is like they were saying.
That's what I don't like.
But that's his character now. Mm-hmm. So I've actually been a lot of seeing where's beer.
Kraft needs the Dyson of beer.
And someone said more get back to craft beer.
Yep. I did do a Dyson knockoff video.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that.
I did do a Dyson knockoff video. Go look at I think it was my Is SLI Worth It video. There's a Dyson ad at the end of that video if you didn't see it. And it is totally worth a watch.
You were cleaning the floors.
Yep. Yeah, Linus has made an appearance on my channel, believe it or not. So, yeah, if you like the Dyson videos, go watch that video. All right. It's contrived. It's funny, but contrived. Yeah, it's...
Yeah. For the people that are non-techie, it's funny.
It is funny. And again, he's found his market, and he's hitting that market very well. And he still does appeal to some of the high-end people. There's still some products he gets into.
You have to dig through the material.
Right. But his epic water cooling builds and whatnot, they pale in comparison to every other YouTuber that's out there that's doing high-end water cooling builds.
Yeah.
It's people who have never done those builds before putting those together so Linus can watch them. Yeah. Or Linus can be the on-camera personality for them. It's the holding the heatsink down with your hands. It's that kind of crap that I don't like.
Yeah.
So...
It's, hey, I got this router from Goodwill. I can get faster internet with this router. No, you can't. Yep. Well, if you pay for this subscription-based thing from this company, you can't. Like, no, that's a sponsored ad.
I just ordered some Xeon 6 cores with 2 different steppings. Would it be okay to run them together? I'm assuming you mean on like a C602 motherboard. No, you cannot run Xeons with different steppings. It likely won't even post.
You can hold them and start running.
Yep. You have to have the same revision of the same CPU. Because sometimes CPUs within themselves even go through different revisions and will have different steppings within that same model of CPU. So, watch a little bit of Linus, mostly stuff like Scrapyard Wars. I love Scrapyard Wars.
Scrapyard Wars.
And that is unscripted drama that you can make genuine. Yeah. Because it is unscripted drama. It's actual drama. I'm actually trying to get this part. I'm
trying to build this. I'm trying to find this thing.
I'm actually trying to catch this bus. I'm actually trying to... That is totally fine.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about. It's the things that he literally didn't buy the right parts to put into a video that he knew he was going to be producing.
Yeah.
Hey, I bought this motherboard and I bought these CPUs. Oh, it has a narrow ILM mount on it. Maybe I should buy heating sinks for that. Nah, we'll just wing it.
Yeah.
I don't like the nah, we'll just wing it. Those are the videos I don't like. So... you know what, though? I find too many of these non-techie people making reviews on Newegg where they blew up a board because they watched Linus too much. And there are those people, too. There's the people who watched Linus's overclocking review or tutorials that didn't do it safely.
See, I told you, everyone's
beer in the glass, quit twirling it.
Everyone's wanting us to drink something.
I could crack one. Oh, I have that Norwegian ale.
Where's it at?
It's in this fridge.
This one?
This one. Yep. Sorry, I have 3 fridges. As you get older, you collect things. Dogs and fridges. Sure? So, bottom shelf should be right in the center near the bottom, or near the back.
Are you sure you want to do this one?
Unless there's something else in there.
There's just a couple of Blue Moons.
We can do the Blue Moons.
Yeah, I figured this one would be...
Yeah. They're the Blue Moon flavors.
Yeah, that's why they got 2 the same.
Okay.
So that way we have the same.
It's either the spice... Yeah, it's the horchata.
Yeah, I've had it too.
Horchata! You know, and actually...
You don't need that.
Oh, it's...
It's Blue Moon, Jeff. We don't need that. We don't even need a clean glass. Hang on, I'm going to seal this back up. I'm going to be a man about this. Ah, damn, I was going to twist it off with my eye.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, Craft Computing knows how to do it.
Blue Moon Cinnamon Horchata Ale. Ale with a subtly sweet yet spiced taste. This was in my fridge.
Yeah, it's...
I've had this for probably... This is aged.
Oh, it is very... It's last fall.
Yeah.
Because I bought the variety pack, too.
It was the fall before that.
Oh, was it? Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Whatever. It's alcohol.
Actually, that cinnamon is done well.
It's actually not bad.
Yeah.
It really... I mean, it doesn't... It tastes there... Bottle... I'm assuming this is either bottled by or Best Buy.
Yeah.
January 18th, 2016.
Like I said, it's been at least a year.
I'm going to assume that's the bottle date.
Ollie Oxenfree says, "Oh, what? I'm drinking Blue Moons right now." Cheers, bud.
Cheers.
Remember watching one on the 5820K on the Asus Deluxe X99 build. I'm assuming he means the Linus OC tutorials. Yeah, exactly. Those I haven't been thrilled with either. Because he speaks in such generalities that someone going into the BIOS isn't going to know what they're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
That's my other problem, is he's not specific enough. He doesn't use the right terms all the time.
No.
At Craft Computing, I collect GPUs. I just added a pair of GeForce 8800 GTS 320 megabyte cards.
Weren't we just talking about this on Discord?
I think we were, yeah. Yeah, he posted pictures.
Yeah.
I have the pinnacle of that series. I have a 512 megabyte EVGA 9800 GTX Plus. So this was the fastest of that line. Remember, the 9800 was a rebrand of the 8800 with like 200 megahertz of better clock speed. It wasn't a different core. It was the same GPU.
So is that the 1 gig?
This is a 512.
5.
Yeah. They made this in a 1 gig, but those are pretty rare, especially in the GTX Plus models. So, yeah, I have one of these.
Suck it.
In fact, back in the day, in 2008, when I built my X58, my first X58 system, I had dual 9800 GTX Plus XFX cards in SLI. That was my my system back then. New Belgium Tripel is actually pretty good. I agree.
Yeah, Steve was having that. They have a variety pack, and
Yep.
it came out pretty good.
Yep.
He has a... So Steve has this beer that he's going to be bringing on next week. He claims... I went and bought 3 bottles of it off of his recommendation.
Surely we can be like, hey, have a glass of water.
This basically is like Budweiser.
I had 2 Gatorades before the show. Because I've learned.
But yeah, he's bringing this. I'm getting like right into the mic too, but he's bringing this Vienna Lager that is barrel aged.
Ooh.
So it's bourbon barrel aged Vienna Lager. I think it tasted good. He was amazed by it.
Yeah.
So we'll see what you think of it.
With me as a little bit more of the whiskey drinker.
Yes.
I'm curious to see what notes, because I've never had a barrel aged lager before.
No, I've had. They're very far and few in between.
Yeah.
But this one, so
they're usually not worth aging.
Yeah, I would. No, yeah, usually they're not. Yeah, don't let him tell you his opinion of it first. I will be curious to watch your opinion of it.
Yeah.
It'll be funny. I actually gave some to Chuck, and he gave it the exact same rating, exact same characteristics I had.
Oh yeah.
And to where Adam...
Yeah, don't tell me anything about notes.
Yeah, where Adam gave the exact same characteristics as Steve had.
Yeah.
So it was a very, very interesting 4th of July.
Yep. Let's see. Who's posting what in the Discord?
There's a video. There's not much on the Discord.
Oh,
no.
my build featured on Scattervault. Oh, you used an Inwin 301. Troika on my Discord used an Inwin 301. Love that case. In fact, I have one down there, and eventually I'm going to transfer my streaming PC to that, because my streaming PC is on the floor, and I hate the case, and I hate the build, and it looks ugly, and it collects dust, and I don't like it. And eventually I'm going to put my Inwin 301 as a streaming PC just off to my right on the desk here, so it'll actually look fancy.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have 2 Radeons, one 512, a 3870, and a 1 gig of 5830. I had a 5850 1 gig for a while. There's a 768 megabyte GTX 8800 card. I did know that. Yeah, they had 320 and 512 and 768. There were 3 different models of that. And then of the 9800, they came in 512, 960, and 1 gig.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in fact, I think there was also 768, but there was also a 960 megabyte version of this card. So, yeah. And in fact, I think I have a 968 megabyte GTX 260 on the shelf too. So, let's see. Card brings back memories. Yeah, I've actually got way older cards than that. I've got an ATI Fire Pro card out in my garage, which is the X1800 equivalent.
Jeez. Which
has 256 megabytes of RAM. And then somewhere around this house, I have an MX440, an Nvidia MX440. So, shout out if you know what an MX440 is. Let's see. I found a Model M rattling around my parents' place. I think I should get an adapter and use it on my desktop for giggles. It's a great keyboard. I think its legendary status is a bit overplayed because some modern mechanicals are better than it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've actually had that.
Yep.
Or was it this? I might have this one right here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Let's see. Model M are still useful. I agree. Model M's are still useful. But again, compared to a $40 Velocifier, you're starting to push it as far as usability, especially when you talk about modern features like N-key rollover and anti-ghosting. If you do anything other than just type on the keyboard.
Yeah.
The Model M with PS2, it has, or even a DIMM socket. They have a lot of limitations when it comes to the actual throughput of that keyboard and the polling rate of that keyboard. Versus this, which is my Hermes P2, which is a $70 blue optical switch, which is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And I love it. And it's going to live here now until I find anything better, which I don't foresee anything better coming along.
For $70.
Yeah. I will say, my daily driver for about 3 years was a Corsair K70 with a brown switch. And I love that keyboard. And it's actually still my daily driver at work, but the one at home died an unfortunate death. This keyboard, I love, and I typed on it all weekend. I took 5 days off for the 4th of July. Went back to work today, and my Corsair K70 with browns feels spongy to me now.
Really?
Yeah. This keyboard is that good and that accurate and that precise, and there's no key wobble, and the deck, it's an amazing board. I love that board. So, Hermes P2. Go watch the video on it and then go buy one, because it's freaking amazing.
They're even cheaper now from...
yeah, they're $70 now.
Yeah, on your video, they were like... I think the cheapest you saw was $89.
Yeah, when I recorded the video, the recent price had been $100. The MSRP is $150, which you'll never buy it for $150. The Amazon price is typically around $100 on that, and I'd seen it as low as about $88. But actually, right after posting my video, it dropped to $70. So seriously, if you like a good mechanical keyboard, that's about as good as you're going to find for $70, even for $160.
Yeah, the lights aren't super bright though,
and to me that's fine. I just want it backlit. I don't want a rainbow unicorn vomit crap in front of me.
You know, I bought the Raygon or Red Dragon or whatever they're called. The cheap ones, I think it's like the 550K, something like that.
Yeah.
And those are only $30 for the mechanical keyboard.
Yeah.
I do wish I found out it was like for $5 more you could have the rainbow. I was like,
yeah.
For $5 more.
This Velocifier is the TKL01. It's the 10 keyless is what they call it. And this one is not RGB, for whoever asked. I lost where that one went. Regan Lyle. This one is just a teal backlight. So it's not my favorite color backlight, but it works. And it's a really good feeling keyboard. Like, I really like this board. It's same switches as this one.
Yeah.
But this was only $30.
Yeah, it's nice to get a little, $35, $40, and then you're like, I'm very happy for the price.
I'm very comfortable with this keyboard.
Yeah, exactly.
There are improvements to be made in this, but I like this keyboard.
Yeah.
So, LOL, looking at my GeForce 6 series from 2005. Yeah. I've got a 7900 GS on my shelf too.
He's got a lot of stuff on his
I've
shelf.
got a lot of stuff on that shelf. I need to organize it. Still have a GeForce 3. I got you beat. MX 440s before that. Nope, not a GeForce 4. It's a GeForce 2 MX 440. 64 megabytes of GDDR. No number after it. And Steve says he thinks he has a Riva TNT2 somewhere, which would be older than that.
Yeah, he probably does. He kept everything.
So, Craft Computing, you'd recommend the Gamdy's Hermes P2 over a G-Skill Ripjaw's KM570 with brown switches. They're very different switches. As I said in my review video, the optical switches on the Gamdy's or whatever, however you pronounce that.
Kind of weird.
They are very stiff. They are very resistive, and there's a very noticeable tactile bump in the key press. It's something that I really like, but it is a firm press. If you've ever used a Cherry MX Clear, it's very similar to that key press, although the Clear is audibly similar to a Cherry MX Brown, but it's stiffer than an MX Blue. So this gets you the click of a blue with the feel of a Clear, if I could put it into words the best. If you like a really, really stiff key press, I would recommend the Hermes P2 over the G-Skill. If you like a brown switch, the G-Skill is about as good as it gets for brown switch. They're genuine Cherry MX Brown, and I love Cherry MX Browns. Very similar to the Corsair K70 or the Corsair Strafe, the K68. Those are both wonderful keyboards.
A little more expensive, though.
Yeah, and again, those are more expensive. K65 is another good board.
Yeah.
Gigabyte K83 with Cherry MX Reds. I'm not a fan of Cherry MX Reds. I don't like linear switches. I used a Cherry MX Silver for a while. In fact, on my gaming bench, that's a Cherry MX Silver. And Although I like the silvers better than the reds. They're a little bit firmer than the reds are. But I like having a tactile bump in my key press. I like to know that I've pressed the key. So, yeah, brown switches are amazing. They're probably my favorite switches, although this thing is calling me back towards blues.
Really? You like the clickety-clack?
I like the clickety-clack.
I like the sound of the clickety-clack.
Yep.
Yeah. It just makes me feel productive.
Yeah. I've used reds and blues, and I don't like either of those, not firm enough. You would like this, or you would like a Cherry MX Clear. I believe also, if I'm remembering right, the Cherry MX Green? Let me look that up real quick. So I'm trying to remember where the greens lie in. Yeah, check out a Cherry MX Green. It's a stiffer version of the blue with a similar sound to it. So, I think that was Eric. Yeah, Eric Del Toro. Yeah. Was it Eric? Yeah, check out a Cherry MX Green if you like a really, really stiff press. Or a Cherry MX Clear. A Cherry MX Clear has the sound of a brown with more firmness than a blue. So, yeah, check those out. Or check out the Hermes P2.
For $78.
For $70.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal keyboard.
Yes, for that price, you might just want to check that out and be like, nah, I don't like it, and throw it away. Mm-hmm. Well, don't throw it away, but give it to someone.
Yeah.
Like me. Give it back.
All right. Well, that's 2 hours and 17 minutes. Hold on.
That's
another comment.
What do we got?
Been reading some Valley blogs lately, and they mentioned steering away from humanistic artificial intelligence models lately. I am not an authority to say on that. Humanistic artificial intelligence models lately.
You know, my brother-in-law has a doctorate in that.
Does he?
Or my brother's brother-in-law.
Yeah.
So have you ever met my oldest brother, George?
Briefly one time.
Okay, so his wife's brother has a doctorate in AI.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's all.
In fact, my brother-in-law just received his bachelor's degree with a focus in AI.
Yeah.
So I'm not an authority to comment anything on humanistic artificial intelligence. So, nope. Clickety clack has been with keyboards ever since they were invented. That's why I love the blue switch. Yeah, and that's why a lot of people love the blue switch. Yeah. They love hearing the key press as well as feeling the key press.
It's the old school 80s keyboards, basically.
Yep. You may have more success getting your friends to get better gaming headsets and convincing them to use quieter keyboards. Let's see.
Hey, you might try the $70 keyboard.
Yep. Yeah, and the backlight isn't that bright, but it's enough to see in a dark room. And in fact, it's enough to kind of see the colors in a well-lit room, but for me, now I'm not an authority on this because I'm colorblind. So against a gray background, it takes a really drastic color shift for me to see the color shift. For other people, it might be a little bit more dramatic, but there's absolutely no light bleed out from the bottoms of the keys and around the sides if you're in a decently lit room.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. Even from here, it's like, it's all right.
And they're blue.
They're blue. Yeah, they're blue. Yeah. You know, if it was red, it might pop a little more.
Right.
But it is a bit darker blue. Oh, okay. No, that's not even that bright.
So yeah, there's your red, and it's not bright at all.
No, actually, the blue is the best thing because it looks like the switches are blue themselves. So green's actually not too bad.
Green isn't bad.
Green isn't bad.
Again, I have a hard time seeing that as green because colorblind.
That's a horrible yellow.
Yeah, and then the blue.
The
blue is what I like the best.
The blue matches because the keys underneath are blue.
Yeah.
So it actually helps with the lighting.
Yep. So, all right.
Well, there we go. I think so.
I think that's been a show.
That's a show. A lot of talk, questionnaire.
Yeah.
Join us on the Patreon page. Maybe even put a couple articles or something on there like, hey, I saw this in the news. Maybe you should talk about this.
That's
we
right.
would love to hear that.
$1 per month gets you into my Discord. The way I charge my Patreon or my patrons is I charge them for the first video of every month. Mm-hmm. So whatever you donate to my Patreon, you will be charged one time per month, and that's it. And this week you got access, 3 days early to a video and 1 day early to the keyboard video. and I'm hoping that's a more regular thing. You also get access to chat with myself, John, Steve, Rhett,
and everyone else on Discord. Yeah.
One of us is pretty much.
We've answered like requests at like 3 or 4 a.m. and we're like, yeah, one of us is up.
One of us is up.
Yeah, why not? I don't care.
So, but yeah, $1 a month gets you in.
Yep, minimum $1. If you want to do more, be gracious enough to do more. Be fantastic.
Yep.
When is your next Q&A?
I've considered doing a dedicated Q&A video. I don't know that I have time for one this month because I've got so many projects lined up for this month. Like, I need to do my fan reviews. That's going to be 2 videos. I've got a couple Friday Flights videos already planned. And then I need to churn out this case for QuakeCon. Spoilers. So,
it is something Jeff, Steve, myself, we were talking. I was brewing a beer and Steve was brewing. We were talking about, changing a little bit of format up on the Talking Heads to giving you guys more access and opportunity to talk on the show, ask us questions, kind of direct the show. It's still in the works, though.
I wonder if once a month we could almost do a Q&A live stream.
Now, see, that would be kind of an interesting, do a once a month Talking Heads, but it's all Q&A.
Yeah, once a month AMA.
Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
Yep. It's an interesting thing. Joins Jeff Patreon and talk to us more in-depthly. Or comment on this video below. If you've stayed this long, you truly are already a Patreon, so might as well just give us that $1.
That's right. So, anyway, that's going to do it for episode 39 of Talking Heads.
Man.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's been almost a year.
It has been.
It's coming up on a year.
It's coming up. What are we going to do?
I don't know. We got to do something cool.
We got to do something good.
Because, Talking Heads launched a couple of months after my YouTube channel launch. Actually, next week is my 1-year anniversary on YouTube. July 10th.
Almost 4th of July. Should have lit some fireworks in here.
Yeah, July 10th is my 1-year anniversary on YouTube. So, as of tonight, I might have crossed 59,000 subscribers. Or 58. 58, I think. Let's check. Let's do a live update.
Quick, everyone subscribe now.
Yeah. If you're not already subscribed, do it now. 57,945.
I'm
so close. Almost 58. But 12 months, 57,945 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. You are starting to make me think this might be a possible career.
Right.
So...
I get to drink beer out of it, too. So
yeah.
Keep it up, guys.
And I get to drink beer. One time at work. Look at this.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I love that you guys watch. I love that you guys are engaging. And I try to be engaging both in the comment section and on Twitter and on any other social media platform. Because all it does is give back to you guys. It's all I can give to you is content. So, the more content I can make, the better it is for you. So... Thank you guys for watching. And
Number
with the
6.
fireworks.
Yeah, that's a great way to end it.
I think that's a way to end it.
Just like the last video.
That's right. All right. So, thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.